My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system, which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. Alrighty, Amtrak, the coach, not the train. Union Pacific is on the train tracks. Amtrak is driving a coach crossing path, which I captured in images at 8:26 a.m. 99801 U2 is monitoring and group stalking with that company represented by Amtrak. That's driving from Holt Boulevard, meaning they're present, stalking in the path, monitoring, coming from transit where that coach is used to engage in the P.O.C. That's where they're at. They're crossing path. They're loading a relevant position while I'm capturing video. Understand what they're doing. Demons are acting with ongoing knowledge and are engaged in that same demonic system in commercial vehicles. And Amtrak then proceeds to drive from Holt Boulevard to drive north on Euclid Avenue. It's currently 8:27 a.m. 7 TCY 606. G5670. It's 8:27 a.m. Those are minions going west on Holt Boulevard. 7VPT070. 6NIE239. Eight VZZ236. 86452U2. MONAJI. 8FIB773. 8KJC425. 8EEY237. 7VZW571. 8:23 a.m. That's called amplified audible activity. That is the position that Union Pacific plays following creating an environment, amplified audible activity. That's the sound of planes. License 7YQZ891. I'm at 123 West Holt Boulevard, the United States Postal Service, a state facilitating venue. That's where I'm located. 6TMU158. 8W86290. That is the fourth time within the last 20 minutes the Ontario Fire Department sounding sirens. It's called criminal summoning. It's 8:29 a.m. Sam's Liquor is monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department. It's facilitation, and these license plates where I'm reading, they're loitering in a relevant position, and in these facilitating venues monitoring. And that's terrorism while the Ontario Fire Department is monitoring documentation as well. 7LRP536. 5DTK924, 6ZZR498, and that is the, again, that's the same role that Union Pacific plays, creating an ongoing environment of amplified audible activity. This is demonic activity that you're listening to. This demonic activity is serving what is surveillance. These demons are monitoring with communication devices. This is why it is terrorism while they place you under surveillance. If your demons doing so. 5JOS184, GPC. License 50975K1, 8EIX827, 5645802, I believe, or 8D2. It's a Toyota Tacoma truck. 7EMW726 6702583. $8EBL536. $39932S1. $4GOH508. They're monitoring at Hope Boulevard Car Wash while you're listening to amplified plane engines, while you're listening to what is Union Pacific as ongoing incessant train and sirens. CB76ZO2 paper, 45888L1, 8RXK446, I believe. Hope Boulevard Car Wash is monitoring. It's facilitation for minions in the path to monitor. $8KDW559, 8RFP568. License 7VWB741. It's 8:32 a.m. 4MOC754. Omnitrans license 1545685, bus 2354. At Vine and Holt Boulevard, monitoring with the people. This minion just gets on the bus, they're monitoring together. Amplified audible activity. Those are the same demons driving those buses, using them to stalk in the path with the state. And again, that's license 1545685. License 6YAB390. It's 8:33 where Omnitrans stops at bus stop number, not bus stop number, at the intersection of Vine and Holt Boulevard, by the way. 5TUW919. 8KSB104, 6W86771. $8GAS 979, 7EJM 903. 8H62164. License 8GRG122. Showing you what is the remaining, just like I stated, you're dealing with the demonic. You're dealing with what is impossible under all circumstances anyway. And so while you're aware, in other words, when I'm referencing the demonic, this demonic environment, a fake sun where demons are sounding fire truck sirens, all right, and using trains and using helicopters and stalking in their vehicles altogether, an entire entity that's focused on me. All right, that's the priority that they are also revealing that I am while they're engaging in this stalking conduct. And they're also revealing that there's psychopaths that are a threat to the public and threatening your life. But like I said, with regard to that light source, you see it as I've already shown because it remains, that's supposedly the sun. Oh, well, it's not. That's the point of my documentation, 8XXT285, but you're also going to be tethered to that because it was placed over the museum. And so based on that, that doesn't change when you want to cover it up the next day. All right, and this is what the entity engages in as you document the pattern of conduct. And so that light source remains over me. And you can see that subdued light source that's right above me at the street sign of Vine and Holt. 8BAB878 is stalking in that specific environment. And doing so in concert with the demons of the Ontario Fire Department who are stalking with the creation of noise that is reminiscent of fire trucks. Those are demons, it's demonic activity. And doing so, again, I'm reminding you, I go through the Ontario airport yesterday. And then we drive onto what is Archibald. And the light source is remaining over me on that bus, which you clearly see over me. That's not coexisting. That's not remaining on Hope Boulevard. And this is the ongoing, constant, consistent documentation of that. So this is, under all circumstances, even if I didn't capture you, this is an excess of 5 videos showing you what is the state that has been stalking while I'm showing you the faces of Omnitrans, while I'm showing you the faces of minions at the library, while I'm showing you the faces of minions on the streets and videos. you're looking at what are the faces of the state. And that's why I have over 5 videos of the state stalking by helicopter. This is the state's pattern of conduct. All right, and it's called state surveillance. And you're also witnessing what is the necessary grounds of federal prison. All right, as you are speaking to legislate and bind this criminal, which is a demon-possessed one, and that's acting through a people, acting through a group. It's demonic conduct and it's criminal. All right, and so it is currently 8:38 a.m. This is P.O.C. walking west on Hope Boulevard. All right, group stalking inside of Ontario Village, 5KLG 553. All right, minions monitoring at State of Brothers, 4ATH 564. This is the old minion with the backlight split that says 1959, like it's just a year. There's 4 characters, 14217J2, 5SGL703. These are stalkers that wait till I get to the entrance. They sit in their vehicles. They use their car doors as a method of stalking in the path with noise, using the shopping carts as a method of stalking in the path with noise. 8RIC597, 8VYX725. It's 8:41 a.m. and I don't mean the State of Brothers that I documented yesterday in Fontana, where the state was present over me at that city, by the way. I mean the heavily documented one in Ontario. 8:41 a.m. I'm on surveillance cameras. This is P.O.C. 8:41 a.m. You have the people of the state group stalking in the bathroom at State of Brothers, 646 West Holt. It's activity creation. It's ongoing monitoring. Alrighty. License 6RZC506, 7VIF898, 7EZA812. The entity stalking with audible activity and stalking in the path, and this is by aircraft flying directly over the parking lot area by commercial airline at the moment that I am walking out of the entrance doors. Hi, this is Safeguard. Oh, a different guy, but same company. Hi, good morning. He's monitoring, hold communication device in hand, 14217J2. While you got another, this is a demon. This is a bum that's approaching me from the opposite intersection. I'm not responding to him, but this is P.O.C. I'm describing it to you while these minions are surrounding on foot. 6IEL926. And this Safeguard Patrol, this is the same company, okay? The minion that I documented, he's representing a company, but he's engaged in criminal summoning. That company's monitoring as well. 6RZC506 is sitting in the vehicle. You hear the car door. They're engaged in surveillance monitoring together. 6GHA373. The license plate of Safeguard Patrol, their PPO number is 18082. 8NTW200, 8RIC597, 8VYX725, 6YAJ828. 7HHJ367. Safeguard Patrol in concert with the people of the state, such as ATLC468, monitoring in the bathroom, engaged in this surveillance system with the state while my panties are down. License plate of Safeguard Patrol, license BS45L59 paper, 8CHN384, 7TCP270, 27716V2, 30276F3, 7X00467, 4GOY971, 7VZW702, 8WO7557, 8XYY615, 8LJT209, 7SVS986, 7TJN627. And it's, by the way, currently 8:58 a.m. I want to be clear, when you're listening to the audible activity that is amplified, that is speaking to the engagement in the pattern of conduct that Union Pacific shall be prosecuted for, and that is speaking to the sex offender that Union Pacific shall be prosecuted as, while they engage in this clown environment, this goofy environment, while my panties are down and minions are pacing all around like they are now, while I'm in the bathroom and they're stalking in the path, and they're monitoring with communication devices. That is the ability to prosecute what is the very conduct that the company is engaging in with the state. The sound of train activity is facilitation, it's audible activity. That surveillance conduct is ongoing while my panties are down. That is a prosecution of that company, period. 7PL and 467 as the perpetual sex offender. So I just want to break that down for you while they're engaging in the creation of that audible activity. And by the way, I documented this Union Pacific engaging in this activity creation while inside of the private space at Mercy House. All right, and the entity would fly over by helicopter, being a sex offender, 6ZUU563, monitoring the bathroom, 7SQU107 at that venue. at Mercy House. That's already published. Pay attention to my documentation. Engaging in that surveillance system inside of that private space, which is a restroom, in concert with the people, stalking by helicopter, just like you saw last night. The entity engaged in ceaseless surveillance, including while my panties are down. That's the state that is the perpetual sex offender. It's currently, by the way, 9 a.m. It's P.O.C. See, bus number 2352 crossing path. Omnitrans is monitoring. Oh, that bus 2352 at 9 a.m. is going eastbound on Hope Boulevard. 8J90790. 7UKX 890. 8GPK 916. 6G86068. 4ETW021. 4SXH842. 39577B3, 7HCH412, 7JBY518, 8SUG795, 7RPD704, 8ULN816. I think I read those already. All right, it's 9:01 a.m. Six RRC 834. Six 1981 D2. Eight HFE 392. 9 a.m. License. Eight WHH 084 4MEL 213 6YY. I'm trying to say that one. YYY 709 drives forward through the crosswalk because I'm documenting. I have the right of way. 6P21083. That's a Latina female engaging in that conduct. I can't see that one. I can't say that one. 5FLY421, I believe. 21893W2. 6XPX376. 22ZB227. 8PZ2495. 8VJA447. And 7DEF047, loitering at Starbucks, monitoring while I'm reading license plates. Starbucks at 706 West Hall. And it's 9:11 a.m. You're looking at what is a minion that's standing at a bus stop, irrelevant position to where I'm standing, monitoring with the rest of the minions. This one's just on foot, stalking at what is a location and alignment on the sidewalk. That's the Latino male group stalking. All right, license. And I took that image at 9:12 a.m. 6JTF392. And the fake sun is right here over me, by the way. And by here over me, I am standing on the sidewalk outside of 706 West Hall. That's the Starbucks. Where the light source that is not possibly the sun is over me while I'm in the city of Fontana yesterday. All right. And while I'm en route to the city of Chino, while I remain in Upland, California, that Starbucks that engaged in criminal summoning, this is where the fake sun is right here over me, where minions are surrounding in a relevant position and stalking with that entity that engaged in ongoing incessant stalking by helicopter. 9ACC8460, and that entity is still stalking right now. Acting with 6LPP591, 05427W2, RGX9188. That's a Texas license plate. And that is why that is why the people, Jacques of the store manager of Starbucks at 706 West Hall, this is why the people of the state, which is what Jacques represents, are subject to federal prison. All right, engaging in conduct with that government that's engaging in terrorism and stalking with freaks like this one that you see in the still image group stalking at a bus stop, 8ZRA938, and then wants to engage in harassing you because you're documenting it, what they are doing, which is criminal. No, you're subject to federal prison for that. All right. And while you're engaged in all manner of terrorism, which I also captured again, because I already have a wealth of documentation of the demons that they are inside of this Starbucks. But you have what is that terrorizing environment that I capture again while they're engaging in that ongoing harassment inside of the Starbucks. 7JJH311. That's the P.O.C. That's speaking to what is federal prison for the people. 8WTF742. Again, the punishment is must fit the crime. 7YHG882. And that Latina male who you see standing, stalking at the bus stop, monitoring with the entity that's hovering over me by airplane. License 8PXY052. And you pay attention to what I'm saying and when they engage in that conduct as they listen to what is coming, which is federal prison. All right, when you see these series of videos, and I'm reminding you about, this is the same entity that's harassing on the buses, that's harassing at the libraries, that's harassing at the Starbucks. All right, that's harassing on the sidewalk. They're not separate random strangers. These are demons, first of all. And they're on stalking on behalf of that state, the state of California. 5YWN742, and they are hostile, just as hostile as that government is. 8UCP659, that hostility, while they are nonetheless stalking. Okay, that is an unlawful threat. It's an impermissible threat, moreover, while you're monitoring documentation. And that is literally the government that's stalking by and terrorizing by helicopter, that's then engaging in what is summoning law enforcement who are demons monitoring you as well. You go to federal prison for that. BJ F5163 8WMF 453. That's literally what is U.S.NAVY3. This is the demon monitoring with Omnitrans, monitoring with Starbucks, engaging in stalking on behalf of that state that's hovering by multiple helicopters. 7UGX 442, 6NPX 711 with the license plate talking about U.S. Navy. That's a demon. That's what's in our U.S. Navy. If you want to know the truth, that's the reality. It's currently 9:15 a.m. in the U.S. Navy, fighting for what this entity wants to make you think is freedom. You only think that you're free. Documentation of this is speaking to the absolute opposite. All right? What the entity is doing to an average citizen, it is, if not now, it is doing to you. However separate you think that you are, it's not. You're not. And it's 9:15 a.m. This is showing the truth, the reality of that government that is in the state of California, the public entity, engaging in terrorism. And U.S. Navy, this minion with that license plate, U.S. Navy, is engaging in terrorism with that same government, monitoring an American citizen. 8MXG 612, 5LFD 638. And the people of the state are not only subject to, again, as this documentation establishes, the people of the state of California, 7WWD 456, 7JPE 565, 6SCM 276, acting on behalf of that entity. 8YUU 129, pacing back and forth. 7LFM 975, representing the people of the state, all right? They are subject to what is a prosecution as that group that they are acting as. You see the demons together stalking and molesting with directed light. They're acting as a group. They're acting as a group on behalf of the state that you see stalking, following in planes and helicopters in a very specific environment, by the way. 8XBH158, an impossible environment, meaning this environment is not possibly occurring by anything having nothing remotely close to what is nature, all right, to what is scientifically possible. 8ELJ523. And that's why a documentation is centered to what is a uniform pattern of conduct. 74421B3, 7LTH310. And the environment is the pattern of conduct, all right? The entity's conduct as it acts directly and vicariously is the pattern of conduct. And while you have what is this minion, who I'm showing you in a still image, group stalking at bus stop number 5917, that's the pattern of conduct that they're engaged in while the entity is hovering with the light source that's remaining over San Antonio and Hope Boulevard in Ontario, and while the entity is hovering at that same location by aircrafts. While listening to me speak to what's going to be federal prison. License 9F66593, that's Stater Brothers. Crossing path in a vehicle, large truck. License 4NG4571 is on the back of that Stater Brothers large truck, and directed light dragging on the ground. 7NKM832, 8ADA769. 8VKY178. 7HCG057. Alrighty, this is 7SRD690. See, license plate 8TQK030. And as I am reciting again, Omnitrans crossing path approximately 4 minutes ago. It's 9:18. That was approximately 9:13 p.m., 9:14, a.m. Going eastbound on Hope Boulevard. I want to document that. License 6RGG497. License Texas GXR 8480. 8WRF 728, 7AUD 459. 8DTS 448. Merchants crossing path on San Antonio. 7DXL 855. 4SUM 931. 8VGB 605. That's audible activity. They're demons that are monitoring together. 4NWK 736. And that's Merchants Landscaping specifically. License 92131B2. Not that license plate is Merchants Landscaping, but I reference Merchants. They're in the path at Goldenberry and at that red light on San Antonio. And it is the Merchants, the green colored logo, Merchants Landscape. It is 9:20 a.m. UNE 656. Y 42545. PB 333. All right, this minion who's captured in still images gets on Omnitrans, bus number 2355, monitoring with that bus. Right. Alrighty, this is bus number again 2355, license plate 1545686. That's driven by an overweight Latino, or probably a Latino male, balding, glasses, fake sun right over the bus. It's 9:22 a.m. License plate. The fake sun remains over me, but I want to capture that together. The entity is monitoring. That's why the fake sun is over me while Omnitrans is in relevant position to me. And that minion engaging in surveillance via bus stop at 5917 on behalf of these minions whose license plates I'm reading, they're monitoring together, is on surveillance camera on that bus. License YDA20C, Arizona, and I think I read that one already. And it's 9:22 a.m. 8THG 503. TJR 248. C 8DUE 380. Alrighty, 7HTB430, because I didn't read that one. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me at this San Antonio and Hope Boulevard in Ontario, whereas the entity, and pay attention to this, the entity is keeping the fake sun over me in the morning. First of all, it's impossible. The fake sun is over me in Fontana. Yes, in addition to what is Pomona. I'm there as well. And I'm also in Upland. That's not the intersection of San Antonio and Hope. It's not coexisting. LLORNA 6NBA 638. But in addition to that, 3775 OJ2 5R74868. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me. T783PO. While I remain at what is the 8VNK 753. While I remain, first of all, on the grounds of the museum, and also while I am at Fontana and the light source is remaining over me yesterday, this is an impossibility. While the entity is engaging in setting a fake sun over me in Fontana, the entity is in the morning west of that location, 8PAA002, as though the sun is setting where the entity is keeping the fake sun over me now, because that's what the entity does. I come to Ontario, get off of the bus, and there's the light source in alignment with me in the evening. All right, and as I remain in Ontario, that's what you see. The fake sun is still in the same position it is while I'm in the where it is in the morning as I remain in Ontario. That's how you have a fake sun over you in the B&G Plaza at 8 o'clock in the morning and setting in alignment with you at the B&G Plaza at 4 o'clock in the evening, which is 5 o'clock daylight savings time. At the same time where the entity kept the fake sun over me at Valencia and Sierra Avenue, okay? 5:50 p.m. Yeah, that's what that was. That's the same time. If you apply daylight savings time to what I documented January 23rd, 2022, that's just, like I said, that's just one example. The entity's fake sun in the morning right now is license 8YBH344. License 62680U2 is, first of all, impossible because I am in entirely different cities and the entity is keeping a light source, which is not going to be present over this intersection. It's not going to be over my head over this intersection. It's not going to be present whatsoever. While I'm showing you in different cities, and the light source is remaining there. And as it did yesterday, setting there. There was Fontana yesterday. And the entity is keeping that light source while I'm on the bus. The same exact route, by the way. Aiming the same exact light source. It's not different whatsoever what I captured in video. This is where the entity is keeping a fake sun. And like I said, you're talking about what is documented over a term of years. My documentation has already shown the entity where the fake sun is right now. Documentation already exists, 7H04656, where the entity is setting a fake sun in alignment to me, aiming this engineer light inside of this Starbucks at 706 West Hall. I already documented that, okay? The entity is setting a fake sun and aiming impossible light. Impossible that would even be the case. Daylight savings time has nothing to do with what is documentation that's published at any time of the year, where this light source that's not the sun is setting in alignment inside of the doors of the Stater Brothers where I just came from. 8YJZ545, 8EPS295, where documentation already exists of the entity keeping a fake sun over me en route to this venue. You're talking about what is a short-sighted inferior minion. That is the state of California and the people of the state. Because yesterday and because a couple days before that I went to Chino and I went to Pomona and I went to Upland, and now you're covering up your light source, the documentation remains. It doesn't change. The entity is the only one that's short-sighted. I documented you when you were setting a fake sun at this same parking lot, Ontario Village, in the evening, like the sun is setting there. No, it's not. And it's also there in the morning. That's impossible. 60SC265. But that's the pattern. That's why you have it setting over me in alignment to what is Valencia and Sierra. That's the same venue where I'm at, that same intersection, which I use as an ongoing example, 9 o'clock in the morning. What the hell? That's not the sun. It's ridiculous. It's idiotic. 8BJR105. These are demons. 6EUP143. The same demons that represent the government that are stalking by helicopter. All right? And this is amongst a wealth of documentation already establishing what you are, you're demons, and you're also criminals because your pattern of conduct is achieving that surveillance system by a demon-possessed population. All right, and this is speaking to what is the entity that the entity engages in, covering up its light source, and that's exactly what this is. Understanding you're witnessing the demonic real-time control over the environment. If I hop on a bus and, for example, I go to a different environment, you're talking about what is engaging in covering up the fake sun, which is futile, to all of a sudden it's shining bright. Just like you saw it yesterday on the driver's side of the bus on Route 61 on Archibald, and it immediately switches over to the passenger side, and you're looking in real time at what is an ongoing demonic control over the environment. This is Satan. This isn't the natural weather. That's not what's going on. It's a demonic environment, and I'm documenting it because it's criminal. It's that demonic environment serving a criminal purpose. 8VUD 836, 7C13813, 4PPS351, 4VQX935, GSPECK. 4E44661, and it's currently, by the way, 9:28 a.m. So, in other words, not only have I already documented Fontana, but as I've just accumulated more documentation as of late, 8C54437, this is speaking to what is the grounds of a prosecution of a people, no one to escape it, the people of the state, which is a template for what is a federal prosecution of the government that's placing you under surveillance. This is not established. I've already established what the pattern of conduct is. You're understanding how you're going to prosecute? It's uniform. The people of the state are going to be prosecuted. 5UEW397 54884E3 7S87110 for what is an egregious crime, 70XL855, that they are doing in concert with the government. All right? And that is a punishment that fits the crime. The size of the crime, the size of the punishment must be commensurate. All right. And also, again, not only commensurate, but it must serve to deter this such a criminal system. So being prosecuted with the government is nothing that you want any parts of. But the demon possessed, you're talking about what is an entity that's providing documentation against this demon right here, 34946V2. Done. Okay. The entity's stalking by helicopter because that's a stalker. All right. 8NSB540, the same. All right, 7TTM380. The fake sun is over me and not anywhere over me in Fontana, over the bus, Route 61 specifically, JLX 3472 Texas, because they're a stalker. All right, in the state of California, engaging in interstate stalking. All right, license at a venue, by the way, where documentation already exists, where the sun is also setting. And I'm referencing Starbucks. 8YJZ545 is the correct license plate. These are demons that are patrolling into the venue of Starbucks drive-thru. 8XQA451. So you're talking about what is nothing other than consistent documentation as I go to Pomona. Oh, and I remember, oh yeah, don't forget, the entity was keeping the light source. That's supposed to be the sun that's over Starbucks. No, it's not. It's right here over me at Mission and Gary in Pomona, California. 01772M2. The two do not occur at the same time. It's impossible. All right. And that's just the ongoing ability to document what is an impossibility. It's impossible that that would be the case. This is demonic. Impossibility is a reference to the demonic. All right, and it is demonic. This is twisted, and this is an evil that is serving a criminal system in the state of California. And those the government that's engaging in stalking and so that creating such a priority for me, using all those resources, all those expenditures, filling up all those helicopters, flying in circles around me. Not, you're talking about what is entirely satanic, 7JJL 718, but what is entirely documented on video. The people of the state are going to be prosecuted for that. That's serving to the creation of legislation to deal with a demon-possessed population that's monitoring with that very same government that's terrorizing by helicopter. Every word that comes out of the entity's mouth, they're going to be prosecuted for. In concert with that government that's stalking by helicopter. BF39K61, paper, 6K95023, 7BEB748, 4JRT0535, NWN664, 3534, 3E2, I believe. 8VDG340 is the back license plate. They have a paper plate in the front. 8PZW992. And it's currently 9:31 a.m. Alrighty, documenting video at 9:30 a.m., which extends about 5 minutes, so it goes into 9:35 a.m. The light source remains over me at the San Antonio Hope Boulevard. 8YVX361. 8XIX526 remain in relevant position right behind me while I'm capturing that video. They're group stalking via the drive-thru of Starbucks at 706 West Hall. 6CKX478, 8LCY378, which I read that one already. 7S87110, Z4LADGR, 5MVH084, BVEW03, 8HIU942, 7FJK511, 8MFA862, 6YGF927. 05427W2, 8TCF791. And again, my location in that video at 9:30, where I'm reminding you where I'm at yesterday, which is in Fontana. I've already gotten off the Metrolink, gotten off at the Metrolink train station and walked on Sierra Avenue. Captured video of the fake sun over me at Valencia and Sierra, and the light source is remaining on one street in Ontario as I walk from the museum to the village. And I remain at the venue outside of 706 West Hall, which is Starbucks. The entity in Ontario, all right? The entity keeping a fake sun over me while Fontana Police Department are captured and engaged in surveillance. Listen, this is a demon that's stalking in the alley, 6YVC821. I want you to see what is group stalking conduct, and that's exactly what they're doing around a side alley, maintaining positioning. You see the light source that moves from being over the intersection street signs. It's over me as I walk into that alley and document. This is the P.O.C. I'm just pointing out to you. It's impossible that it's here in the first place while I'm in Fontana, or while I'm in Upland, or while I'm in Pomona. You're also witnessing what is that real-time movement of that light source as I take step by step. All right, and so that's an image that you'll see. It's 9:37 a.m. License 14323X2. 6 SEC 700 7D91581. 14332X2. 8RJU099. 7GWG564. And that is the fake sun again at the Starbucks at 706 West Hall Boulevard in Ontario at the intersection of San Antonio. And what else do you see at that intersection? The entity concentrating plane activity to where I am at. Flying directly over the intersection, making a U-turn. All right? That's where the entity is concentrating plane activity, where the engineered light is. Okay? The engineered light's occurring under the guise of what's supposed to be the sun. You're stripping down that whole system. That's not even the sun. 02687U2. It's not even the sun, and it's engineered light that they being the people, are intentionally present and stalking. And you see where the entity is concentrating plane activity, right where that engineered light is. And where is that? Where I am. It's 9:38 a.m. Alrighty. showing you while I'm standing at what is the venue called Tacos Estilos Guadalajara. It's right adjacent. It is adjacent to the Starbucks. I was going to say right next to. It is adjacent to. It is both right next to the Starbucks at 706 West Hall. And this minion is using their vehicle stalking with light 7D91581, sitting in the parking lot, monitoring, just like they are at Starbucks. They're doing that by sitting in a drive-thru. They are maintaining pacing around a relevant position. They are all under the fake sun, and the entity hovers over the street by airplane and does so. And I captured that in images while I'm in the parking lot of the Tacos Estilo La Guadalajara. It's 9:40 a.m. where I captured that. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, 7RXS025 loitering at Starbucks, crossing path, leaving out the driveway right now. 7NKM, alright, I can't really see that one. 8YHH346. And it is 9:42 a.m. See, license plate 6X, I can't see that one. License 82574L1, V8FORCE 357WF, 49614, I'm sorry, hold on, 49614L3. All right, monitoring in relevant position at Tom's. This is Tom's Burgers at 701 Hope Boulevard. They're monitoring. That's why the entity is amplifying plane activity flying right here, hovering by planes, engaging in what is, that's amplified audible activity. This is an environment that's being created while the fake sun remains in Ontario today at San Antonio and Holt right over me while I'm at the Starbucks side of the street. Now I'm on the Tom's Burger side of the street where the fake sun is now over Tom's Burgers. 6VDU909. 8WFK, and it's, by the way, 9:43 a.m. 8WFK 714, 8WWL693, 20691J3, 7YPZ596, 8XOG076, 5WMX 755, BN22C94, paper, 8CNZ 832, 6YZC, 6YCZ 782, 6EYJ370, 8BPY933, and 13508H3. Nine ADV 421, 8 CPU 444. Crossing path in the parking lot. This is license plate 8B09022. Eight SHR 280, 8AJX 563, 7KEY 659. 8WUG726, 8XDC026, 59907H3. KZU253, 8WDM804. I already read this demon's license plate. So 8WFK714 now crosses path outside of the parking lot because they're crossing path while they're group stalking inside of Tom's Burgers. They're maintaining presence and alignment while they're inside of Tom's Burgers, and I'm reading license plates standing on the sidewalk outside of Starbucks as I walk through the parking lot, getting out of their vehicle and crossing path by driving their vehicle. That's another method of activity creation. Okay, this is the P.O.C. that is ceaselessly underway. 4EPH708. 7CTW280, 8HDZ854, Showing you a video of the fake sun remaining over me at Tom's Burgers at 701 Hope Boulevard in Ontario, California. 7LC in 914, 5KNG 237, 7XMT 036. Eight LO4 103, 5 UVH 259, 6 CAB 690, 7 JHT 994. In the video that I capture at 9:47 until 9:50 a.m., that's the duration of that video, excuse me, that movie. The light source is over Tom's Burgers at 701, 8 PBX 505, 8 PPX 700. And the light source is documented while I'm in the city of Pomona and have been. And I'm just documenting the city of Pomona. I'm just having a field day documenting those demons. 8HOZ 854. And also while I'm in the city of Upland where I remain, as I document it on more than one occasion. And this is since as of late daylight savings time. But again, this is not establishing the P.O.C. The P.O.C. is already established. Just speaking to what's going to be the policy, how you're going to prosecute this. All right, license. I don't see their license plate. The entity is keeping that light source over Tom's Burgers, which is an impossibility. It's not going to be over some Tom's Burgers restaurant at San Antonio and Holt. And you're also looking at what's the light source that's moving as I move. You see me walking, that fake sun is moving in real time. You're witnessing demonic activity, all right? And doing so while I'm on the bus yesterday at an earlier hour, I didn't stay on Hopeful. There's no light source. I got on at B&G Plaza. I did not come to what is El Pollo Loco, San Antonio. This is not possible. 8YYT068. You're talking about what is following with a light source. That is, by documentation, speaking to the impossible, the ongoing, ever-present light source everywhere that I am, regardless of city and county, at all times of the day, because that's what the entity is doing. As I remain in Ontario, rising and setting over me in Ontario. As I go to Fontana, keeping it over me wherever it is that I get up, and setting in that city in Fontana. In direct conflict with setting at a venue over me in Ontario, by the way. If I engage in departing from that conduct and go outside of the county, the light source is then not remaining in Fontana necessarily so, or remaining in Ontario necessarily so, in order to be over me in Pomona, California, which is just speaking to what is a light source that's remaining literally directly over my head, which is impossible. Well, it's not impossible that you would see the sun over your head, actually, but you're talking about what is for the duration of the day, an entire day. The light source is supposed to be the sun that's engaged in ongoing constant movement. If you, for example, are at a location where you might happen to have sunlight that's aimed inside of your room in the morning, the sun is rising, the sun is not going to be remaining visible outside of your window all day long. You're talking about what is for a time in the morning where the sun is rising. If that's where you live, if that's what you get to experience, then ordinarily that's a great experience, right? It's entirely demonic. It's entirely terrorizing when you are witnessing what is the maintenance of that light source in conflict with science and nature, common sense, logic, all right, and evidence as you accumulate it, while that light source is remaining all day long, all day, outside of your window. That's not the sun. That's not the sun. That's not possible with regard to the maintenance of that light source. And so this is what I'm showing. And I'm showing you what is the big pattern. The big system, the big picture. The pattern is the entity keeps the fake sun, and I'm speaking generally to the left because that's a reference to what is the east. And then to my right in the evening, that's supposed to be the west. While the light source is remaining over me all day long. Even if I go to what is the city east of Ontario in Fontana. All right. And it's never over the Ovid Family Community Library while it's doing so, remaining over the Fontana Lewis Library. And this is how you are not able to overcome what is a documentation that already exists, showing what is the placement of this light source. And you're talking about what is not relative. It's zenith. It's in its zenith. It's right over my head. So that this is not some relative placement where it's looking like, no, it's right over me. And in the evening, it's the same. And in the morning, it's the exact same in a perfect alignment with me. And then as I move north, south, east, or west, maintaining that same conduct. But then as I remain stationary in one street, which is what I did this morning. Before this time, I'm already in the city of Fontana, and you're looking at that light source following, going north up Archibald Avenue. That's exactly what you see. Vacillating from driver's side to passenger side, nonetheless, that's interesting in and of itself. But you're looking at that light source remaining over that bus, but that's not the case, and that's not possibly the case. It's not appearing to be necessarily in real-time movement. While I'm not even I'm not going up Archibald Avenue. I'm on Hope Boulevard. I didn't hop on no bus. I didn't even go to the B&G Plaza today, where the fake sun is remaining as I get on the bus, which is what I've customarily established. That's the P.O.C. The entity is stalking with the light source, and this is all manner of common sense, and it is based on where I'm at, and that is the ability to document that abnormality, and that's beginning to the abnormality of the people of the state. They are demons that are engaging in presence in that environment that's entirely abnormal and unnatural, and so is their conduct. All right, their conduct is unnatural, and it is entirely demented. And then you're talking about what is their attitude. Their attitude is one that is entirely demented as well. You're talking about what's a delusion. First of all, the fact that your little demonic criminal system is exposed is speaking to how you're delusional. All right, that's a big hint right there that it's not a secret anymore. It's been cracked, and not only that, now you're going to pay consequences for it. So you're talking about what is engaging in psychopath conduct, which is exacerbating the repercussions for that. So that's literally what the entity is doing by flying over me in 6 additional videos by helicopter. The people of the state are subject to federal prison. Reaching into companies, you're subject to federal prison. The government is not going to use the people of the state engage in this system. And you're not going to be subject to the what is justice with regard to that system that you are participating in, and knowingly so. The nature of the crime is monitoring. So you are an entire sicko monitoring documentation of your criminal conduct, which is not a secret anymore. All right, that you are a sex offender, which is revealed by your motives, by the conduct that you're engaging in, with the knowledge that you maintain while you engage in that. You're a sex offender. 19488J3. 6XSU273, and that's not a secret anymore. Okay, your condition while you're engaging in that predatory, demented, and criminal conduct on behalf of the government that helps to prosecute you while it's stalking by law enforcement and fire department and helicopters and airplanes. You're talking about what's delusional. You are entirely delusional. Okay, so you're talking about what is the pattern of conduct that's underway, and the entity is keeping that light source over the Tom's Burgers while I remain in Fontana, even though I'm showing you what is yesterday. Before I capture this video, I've already gone on the entire route of the Fontana bus route to the Fontana Metrolink train station, And let me get this license plate of Ontario PD. License 159-1409, vehicle 1037. And that's a demon stalking with the entity. 7SHV215. 8WST113. These are the delusional psychopaths and the people of the state subject to federal prison with the Ontario Police. 97947E3, because Ontario Police, that's exactly where they're going. It is currently 9:58 a.m. And that's while that psychopath is listening to me document it. A loser, that's how important I am. But that's terrorism. While you're that important to the police, that's terrorism. All right, this loser's monitoring with the police. 8BO9022. Those are the same losers stalking by helicopter. That's the priority. That's how important I am. While they are listening to me, they engage in more conduct demonstrating the delusional psychopaths that they are. Stalking visibly by law enforcement and then flying at the same time over by airplane, over the Golden Bear Inn, under the fake sun. It's 9:59 a.m. So the entity engages in this conduct, and that is speaking to the delusional psychopath and the sex offender that you are. 7TJE184, which is established based on your conduct, which is documented. 5UGM186, 8SCW586. The entity is revealing the threat that it is. That's speaking to what is necessity as a matter of justice with regard to federal prison. 7Z77103. The conduct that the entity is engaging in is analogous to imprisoning an American citizen while you are surrounding them and stalking. 8FTY849, while you are surrounding them and stalking them in the manners that you're listening to by law enforcement. 8XKS081. Do you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, because these minions are, as I reference the demons that are stalking via law enforcement, fire department. This is why you have Ontario Police cross path at that time. All right, these are stalkers, and they are absolute pathetic losers. I am the center of their universe. That's exactly what you are also witnessing while you are repeatedly stalking by helicopter. All right, license 7LVK191, and they are also listening to what is the truth as they cross path, because they're listening to the truth spoken about them. They're also going to federal prison. That is the truth as well. The Ontario Police Department, not pass and go, not collecting $200, you're going straight to federal prison. It's 10 a.m. All right, showing you the fake sun that's over me, where the Ontario Police Department, where you just heard them as I document their license plate, and those demons cross path as I reference them. All right, that's literally summoning Satan as it's listening to its name. All right, crossing path and doing so in that environment, which I captured on video. 7KPH 506. The fake sun is over me at Golden Bear Inn. All right, Golden Bear Inn, 6SCB 379 is at the intersection of San Antonio and Holt, where I remain. And I have gone to the city of Fontana, 8NAY 406, 7SYR 229, 7UDS 353, Omnitrans, a utility vehicle is crossing path on the opposite side of the street. It's the same company. I have gone through the entire route of Route 60. Well, not the entire route, because I got on IBNG Plaza. So there was no opportunity for the fake sun to be at this location. This is Stalking with the fake sun. It starts over the museum. It goes in the direction that I went, which was to the B&G Plaza. That was west, hovering over the Showers Liquor. All right, 7C76414. And I captured video at the Ontario airport. Where the light source is going in the direction, aiming through the front of the bus and through the windshield, and the same conduct that I documented in the evening where the entity was keeping the fake sun through the windshield, by the way. License 8NSB540. This is the environment that the Ontario police are intentionally crossing path and doing so at the moment that they do, while they listen to me call them out. At the same time, while they do so, the entity hovers by airplane. That's the conduct of the psychopath and delusional sex offender that they're listening to me document them as, because that's what they're engaging in. That's what they are. And they're living it out while they are listening to me document them. So that's what I documented on video right now at 10 o'clock in the morning. And you're remembering where I am at 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday. And it's already in Fontana. It is at the Stater Brothers at 8228 Sierra Avenue in Fontana. So I just wanted to capture that video of that, and that's exactly what I captured at that time. And the entity is keeping that light source over me in conflict with that in Ontario on the street where the entity is hovering by aircraft. This is a harassment by an entity that's engaged in P.O.C. All right, and doing so while monitoring documentation. I am on surveillance cameras of Route 61. This is license 1545798, bus 2342, arriving at 10:05 a.m. All right, this is bus number 2342, and I did board as I documented at 10:06 a.m. And this is driven by, appears to be, I don't see any employee number yet, but it is, appears to be a Latino male. Oh, here we go. It is employee number 3635, and we are proceeding on Holt Boulevard, going east on Holt Boulevard, and the fake sun is in alignment with the bus moving as I move. This is P.O.C. I'm already in Fontana yesterday, showing you the fake sun as I'm approaching the venue of the library from the opposite direction. Remember that? And today I remain in Ontario, and the light source is remaining over me while I'm on Route 61. This is definitely the pattern of conduct. This is P.O.C. 6UEL224. RFZ435. All right, showing you a video of what is the light source that is moving over. Well, it's remaining over me while the bus is driving east, and it is necessarily moving in order to do that it would even be visible through this window when you're paying attention to what's common sense. This is supposed to be the sun, and it's not, but I'm just documenting based on what the entity is doing. This is documentation of what is in an environment that is maintained intentionally for purposes of criminal surveillance by communication devices, and it's entirely demonic. And this is why yesterday at this time, when I am already in Fontana, I've gone to Stater Brothers at 8228 Sierra Avenue, showed you the fake sun directly over at 10 o'clock in the morning. And as I walk back toward the Fontana Lewis Library on Sierra Avenue, and I show you the fake sun on the opposite side, and I'm reminding you about what the entity is doing at the end of the day. And by the end of the day, I mean during the 6 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour, which is impossible in and of itself when you're analyzing it from the conduct via duration of time. And then the analysis that I'm also providing you, which is this mutual coexisting presence central over my head when I'm in a different county such as Los Angeles County, or a different city such as Upland, California, and the entity is maintaining the same conduct of keeping the light source over my head. 8BXG188. And so I am in Fontana right now, and I am walking on Sierra Avenue, and I'm showing you the fake sun on the opposite side of the library that I'm never on. That's why the light source never advances north. It's always coming from, sorry, the brakes, and I'm moving, trying not to fall. The light source remains over me as I walk from the Metrolink train station, and I walk north up Sierra, and then I walk through the Fontana Chamber of Commerce parking lot. That's the vantage point where the brick wall is. That says Fontana Lewis Library. That's where the direction I'm coming from. Yesterday, coming from the opposite direction, and I'm showing you that light source that's over my head that is not coming from that opposite, from the direction that is the Fontana Lewis Library. Obviously, you know that because it's over my head at the Stater Brothers. It's over my head while I continue walking north at the Civic Center where the Fontana police are group stalking in the path. All right, but I'm showing you what is the vantage point, understanding what is stalking with a light source that is not possibly the sun. That's why today, when I'm not there in Fontana, I'm here, and here being pursuant to what is well documented, conduct with a light source that remains over my head, that is impossible. That is the sun that I documented yesterday over the Stater Brothers on Sierra, over the Civic Center, the City Hall. But then again, that's also not sunlight that's appearing at a distance on that brick wall where the people of the state, that's what they are, they're demons who are stalking in that environment that was deliberately maintained over me there while I was there. And you have what is the entity keeping the fake sun over me in Ontario. So while I am on this bus, what I captured on video is, and you remember where I was at yesterday, and it's not just yesterday, it's in Pomona as well. But like I said, my documentation, but with regard to where I was at yesterday, which I am speaking to, or what I immediately documented, the light source is over the Fontana Lewis Library yesterday. And when I do not go to that venue at that same time, you have what is impossible. That's not the conduct of the sun. You're talking about what is absolutely inconsistent, what is absolutely random based on what I do, where I go, as I go there. And that's speaking to what is stalking with light. And you're seeing what is stalking with light while the entity is engaging in the directed light conduct. Stalking with light. And this is the entity keeping the fake sun as I am going on the bus that's going eastbound again. And the entity is keeping that light source through the window of the bus that is approaching the B&G Plaza, driving by 150 East Tulsa County Building, and that is driving by the museum where I get up in the morning, where I am getting on the bus at however early it is that I get on the bus. The light source has already been present at this venue, leaving from that venue as I get on any mode of transportation or as I walk, okay? Walking to Upland or getting on the bus and going to Fontana, whatever it is that I might be doing. And the documentation is showing how the entity keeps its fake sun right over me. And as I get on the bus at Golden Bear Inn, where that fake sun is captured at 10 o'clock in the morning, where I am at the same time yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning at the Stater Brothers in Fontana, California. And that fake sun is captured in that video, approaching the venue of what is the B&G Plaza. That is speaking to, again, what the entity is engaging in is the maintenance of a light source. And what I've stated is that because you are engaging in conduct which is impossible. First of all, the actual sun is not remaining over everyone's head, central over me, like I show you at all times of the day, everywhere that you go. Not just in the state of California. That's not anyone's experience anywhere. It's impossible. All right. You have what is the this is common sense. It's impossible. For example, on the East Coast, there are 3 hours. There's a 3-hour difference. All right. This is not the case. It's not the case where you're in the same time zone. It's not the case when you're in different time zones. It's not the case when you are even in the same city. The entity is keeping a light source over me in a manner that is clearly impossible to be naturally occurring. All right. And it is also speaking to what is the implication, as I've spoken to. Okay, so you're engaging in this conduct, and this is the asininity. What are you engaging in documented conduct that you never foresaw was going to be documented? And I don't even think there's an intent to have any sort of explanation to reconcile that, because the conduct is that you can't possibly try to contend that the sun is present over everyone's head all the time, everywhere that you're going, because that would not be limited to just California. And that's impossible. Not everyone in California, that's impossible. That's not what the sun is, and that's not what the sun is capable of doing, by the way, either. It's engaged in ongoing movement, first of all, and second of all, we are not at the same position being in Los Angeles County and being in where I am in Ontario at the museum, for example. You clearly see that light source over wherever it is that, wherever it is that I'm standing, and you also see that through that light activity that is surrounding and is equally impossible. And it is showing that asininity with regard to, again, the unpreparedness behind being plain, just straight up documented, okay? And so this is speaking to a very simple prosecution. It is not a matter of rocket science. And with regard to having already established that P.O.C, you're talking about what is necessary when I'm prescribing federal prison, when I am prescribing straitjackets. I'm not doing so in jest. The entity is engaging in what is conduct that is adequate, more than adequate, you're talking about what is just as necessary, what is necessary of being federally mandated with regard to this criminal system that's on behalf of a government that is engaging in what is satanic, having every criminal motive and intention to engage in terrorism of one who is, again, not prepared with documentation, does not have any law to stand on in order to confront a government that's engaging in this. And this is speaking to the necessity of such prescription of federal prison. We're talking about what is straitjackets, which is, again, this is a reference to what is necessary attention in any sort of facility where you are able to restrain such threats to the public. And that's what the people of the state and the government itself represents. While you're flying in circles over an American citizen for no legitimate purpose whatsoever, while you are aware of that American citizen's accumulation of documentation showing your terrorism and your sexual violence and your stalking conduct, you are one who is clearly, first of all, you're delusional while it's documented and showing a vicious level of malice. And you are a threat in a position that you have no business in, and you are not only a criminal, you are one that is very appropriately placed in a straitjacket and necessarily going to what is federal prison. That is necessarily deported out of this country if you're not a natural born citizen. This is just speaking to what is the necessity of these policies as I am referencing them as you're looking at the entity engaging the P.O.C. The P.O.C. very well established already. It's currently 10:18 a.m. and the fake sun is remaining over me while I'm on this Route 61 bus. That is the entirety of the route that I already took yesterday. And I'm already at the Fontana Lewis Library yesterday at this time. But again, that was yesterday. Remember when I'm in Chino, California, this is what the entity is doing with the fake sun. Remember when I am in Pomona, California, and this is what the entity is doing with the fake sun. Vehicle 1878A, that's Ontario Police, on Airport Drive at 10:18 a.m. right now. And this is what the entity is doing with the fake sun when I'm in Upland, California, remaining there, okay? And the entity is keeping the fake sun over me, and you're looking at what is that documentation, 8RGR201. This is the P.O.C. It's currently 10:19 a.m. Fox Rent-A-Car crossing path, and also Sheraton using one of their shuttles, crossing path in one of those shuttles. At the Ontario Airport right now, it's currently 10:20 a.m. Alrighty, what you're looking at in the video, first of all, this is the same Ontario Airport where the fake sun is over me hours earlier when I got on the bus, and I've already gone through Route 61, so I'm already at the Fontana Lewis Library yesterday. And so while I get on at a later time, keeping the fake sun over me over at the same Ontario Airport. Second of all, you're looking at demons that are engaging in concerted activity. You see the female, she gets on the bus crossing path, and she does so as I move. I'm standing and showing you through the passenger side of the bus. She is waiting for the moment to get on the bus, which is her method of engaging in crossing path. She's monitoring with the bus driver and the third party who's standing at the entrance. Directed light is in the center of the floor. The fake sun is over my head and not over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. The entity is keeping the fake sun over the Ontario Airport, where it already engaged in this at hours earlier, where I got on this same route yesterday. The entity is engaging in demonic conduct while this third party who you see, this is the female, she walks on showing her phone. She's monitoring with the bus driver who are waiting. They're waiting for me to engage in a change of activity. This is stalking with activity. So you're not only looking at what is the P.O.C. I'm showing the fake sun, you're witnessing that demonic conduct while they're monitoring together. And that's what that third party is doing. This is the demon that's doing what she's doing, crossing path, monitoring with communication device in that specific environment at the moment that she's doing it while paying attention to exactly what I'm doing. As I move, physically move, she crosses path and hops on the bus. 6NHP 340. Pay attention to that. You'll see that at the end of the video that I captured under the fake sun. That's the P.O.C. 7FCR003. That minion is on surveillance camera on the bus. 8RGR201. And that minion is facilitating 8POY007, facilitating the P.O.C. with the rest of the minions who are sitting on the bus monitoring as well. It's 10:23 a.m. 6VFE505, 61717U2. 7BMV221, and it is 10:24 a.m. The entity of, just like you saw on the bus yesterday, 6VFE505 is touching with directed light, just like you saw on the bus yesterday when I captured video, that flashing of light you see, and you see the shadow that's manifesting while the fake sun's on the driver's side of the bus, and then it immediately hops over to the passenger side. That's what the entity is doing right now. That license plate is a demon that's stalking on the side of the bus while I'm being molested with this flashing light. Okay, this is 7ZOC013, 8RGR201, 533AX handicap, 6NHP 384, 8PAC 378, I believe, and 8CXC 821. These are all demons who are touching me together with directed light. Demons manifesting light. All right, and they're all demons that are stalking at a state facilitating venue, which is the Ontario airport. It's 10:24 a.m. It is currently 10:26 a.m. The entity is keeping the light source over the bus. That is after coming from the Ontario airport. And so remember what I'm showing you at the Ontario airport. The entity is keeping the fake sun over me while I'm on the grounds of the Ontario airport. As I am arriving, that is the fake sun remaining over this same bus over me while I'm on the bus. While this bus, the same route that I was on during the 8 o'clock hour yesterday, 8 o'clock in the morning, that was at 8:32 in the morning. The fake sun is over me at the Ontario airport, and that was at 10:22 right now while I'm showing you the fake sun over me at the Ontario airport. And again, that's relevant because at 10:22 in the morning, I was at the Fontana Lewis Library yesterday. So you're speaking to what is stalking with the fake sun. And again, this employee, you see engaging in audible activity creation. That's what that conversation is. They're demons that are engaging in what is positioning and audible activity creation, and they are demons that are monitoring with other third parties. That's the female that is waiting for me to engage in a new movement to stalk with activity creation, which is her getting on the bus, crossing path in engineer light and under that fake sun, engaging in what is real-time demonic conduct while the entity is monitoring documentation. So you're going to remember that 8:32 in the morning, I was at that Ontario airport showing you the exact same thing. And at 10:22 a.m., I had taken an entire route, gone to the grocery store, walk back down Sierra Avenue, and I go to the library. And you have engaging in what is remaining in Ontario today, the next day, and the fake sun is not in Fontana, it's over me, and that's why it's going over the Ontario airport while this entity is molesting with directed light. That's the sexual violence by the demon possessed, who are also engaging in what is harassment while they demonstrate hostility with this touching and harassing with directed light. That's exactly why I have created policy in order to criminalize that conduct by demented psychopaths. Very violent with their conduct, which is also serving monitoring. And that's what this employee is doing. That's what the minions that are in vehicles surrounding are doing. That's what these minions that are sitting on the bus are doing. That's what that impossible light activity is about. All right, it's currently 10:28 a.m. and as I am on Inland Empire, you're going to remember 10:24. I'm still in Upland, California, and I use the specific address. The entity is keeping the fake sun over me on March 16th. That's where that timestamp is used. I remain walking on Euclid Avenue, showing you images of the fake sun over me in Upland, California. The fake sun is remaining over me on Route 66 while I am already at Fontana Lewis Library yesterday. The entity is keeping the fake sun over me while I remain in Pomona, California, showing you the courthouse, the city hall, showing you the fake sun over me at these venues in Pomona where I remain in the parking lots, and showing you what is the central maintenance of that light source over me. And the same with regard to being in Chino, California. All right, license plate. This demon, 8BCD 829, or excuse me, 289. While the entity is listening to me document it. So I just want to document that. The entity is doing the same thing while you are listening, because I captured video of the light source. But you heard me document the Ontario Police at the San Antonio and Hope Boulevard as I am referencing the Ontario Police, who are demons. They are criminals, and they are suited and booted for federal prison. And this is the environment that they are present in. The fake sun is over me at 10 o'clock in the morning. Again, yesterday, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's not the sun is not over the Stater Brothers parking lot, it's hovering over the entrance. While I happen to be there yesterday and to document it, and while I don't go anywhere near Fontana yet, I stay on Hope Boulevard in San Antonio, right there over my head. Yeah, those are demons of the Ontario Police Department who know exactly what I'm speaking of and who engage in terrorism in doing so. And as I document it, that's the grounds of federal prison. And it is the same for the demon-possessed people of the state, who are demons who are touching and harassing with directed light, who are demons who are stalking in the path, engaging in conduct that is centered on you, which is terrorism, while freaks are stalking in that specific environment. This is why you were talking about what is very serious with regard to the criminal system and what is necessary as a matter of justice with regard to what is federal prison. It's referred to as an ongoing impermissible threat. All right, that's the juncture that the entity is engaged in right now. The entity engaging in what is criminal conduct on behalf of the state, the government that's placing you under surveillance, posing an impermissible threat. You're talking about what is grounds of federal prison. And that is outside of what is the a fact pattern that includes kidnapping by that entity, or criminal facilitation, attempts to engage in kidnapping, criminal summoning, all right, and the entity engaging in such acts such as that. And this is where the entity is engaging in the pattern of conduct. It's 10:30 a.m. and this is P.O.C.
Stop requested.
That's a demon stalking with audible activity. I'm just moving my neck. It's not this is a stalking with activity creation around me. Surveillance underway on a bus. This is how they're engaging in that P.O.C. It's 10:31 a.m. We are at Inland Empire Boulevard and Ferrari. BDZ 9323. These demons request to stop. They're stalking with activity and nobody gets off. It's 10:31 a.m. Even if a demon did get up and get off, first of all, it's crossing the path. It's activity creation. But like I said, it's whether they get off or don't get off, which they didn't. They're stalking with activity creation, okay? There are a bunch of demons sitting on this bus stalking together, and you got a demon that's driving the bus as well. It's 10:31 a.m. 7YTC264, 6TEF316, CD422, handicap. 8EZV667, 8TKC526. 8JYS115, 7EHH422, 7C77697, 8HPE584, 9717. 9717. 97114D3, excuse me. That's a third party, and stalking with directed light while they drive by the bus. 7FYC936. Seven EVG 444. Omnitrans Route 61, bus 2352 at 10:42 a.m. at the train tracks, which is a method of light activity creation. This is at the venue that is Lineage. That's a property that's right here by the train tracks. Omnitrans is monitoring with this bus. They're both creating hazard lights. They're monitoring together. Just want to document that. It's currently 10:43 a.m. That's the amplification of what's supposed to be some train that you're just hearing randomly. It's P.O.C. It is 10:43 a.m. and you know it's P.O.C. because the fake sun is remaining over me, and this is the cartoon environment that demons are in and that they're surrounding while they're engaging in monitoring with communication devices. It's at 10:43 a.m. on San Bernardino Avenue. 81773H3 8UHN. I'm trying to see that. It's 10:50 a.m. One 545-684 Omnitron, bus 2350.
No, porque según va a ir para México y a veces te pagaba.
7LDT181, 8TXP616, 8S. Well, I can't hear my sign.
31
Please use rear doors.
We're at Citrus and Sierra Avenue at 10:52 a.m. V56473 72L005. It's 10:53 a.m. This is ongoing audible activity creation. The fake sun remains over the bus. 7SVF 958. DANAZ. PIM 399. Alrighty, license.
South Fontana Transit Center.
It is currently 10:56 a.m.
61.
License CB94Z08 paper. License 8VFG 315. 75542Z1. License 6DGK. Oh, I can't really see the rest of one. 8MNH6. Well, I can't see the rest of that one either, actually. C669JO. I just captured a video right now of the same venue, 9720 Juniper Avenue in Fontana, California. First of all, you're seeing what is not the sun that's over the Fontana Lewis Library. All right, that's already not going to be the sun anyway. Well, I'm in the city of Chino, and it's not possibly going to be over the roof, but nonetheless, that's what I captured yesterday. And while I am on the bus en route to the Fontana Metrolink into the Fontana Lewis Library, the fake sun, not only is it over me on this bus, this is the same exact corner and intersection and maintenance of the light source in perfect alignment with me over my head as it is after 6 p.m. as I was on the bus at that same address, 9720 Juniper Avenue, as I documented coming from the Fontana Metrolink train station yesterday evening, 16183X2. All of the minions that are on this bus are engaging in surveillance. They are demons. They're engaging in group conduct together with, first of all, the people of the state, and this is a company that's engaging in state surveillance, Omnitrans, employee 3635. Fontana police are group stalking inside of the El Super Plaza right now. It's 10:57 a.m. 7 CSJ 807, 8AIU 304, 8FZS 476, 6VYX 322, 69924P1. And again, what I captured yesterday evening at that same address at 9720 Juniper Avenue in Fontana, California, that is after the fake sun, as you see, is remaining over me as I'm walking from the Lewis Library to the Fontana Metrolink train station. It's remaining in alignment from that venue to the bus that I get on and keeping street for street, turn for turn maintenance in alignment with me. That is capturing that impossibility, that demonic conduct, that state surveillance that's underway. 08816L1. 8LJW077, 8SHN348, 1133082, 6HZY232, 5AKV500, 6AQZ003, 7NHH164, and it's 10:58 a.m. BYM 732.
Please use rear doors.
Si es posible. Favor de usar la puerta trasera.
It is 11:01 a.m. The fake sun over Randall and Sierra Avenue, over the bus, over Sierra Avenue and Randall, where I am. That is P.O.C. 8XGL113. License 8AQK457. Spectrum crossing path. That's a demon using a motorcycle as audible activity, stalking in the path under a fake sun and directed light.
Please remember that masks will be required on board highly trained vehicles.
It is, by the way, 11:01 a.m.
Transit centers through March 2022. Program will mandate. Thanks for your cooperation.
Okay, 7WUY114. RON 894. WCC 171 11757E3 8HKY 254. Fontana Police vehicle number 43 crossing path MROG 651. UGV. I can't even see that sign. It's 11:02 a.m. SCV 901. UJB. I can't see the rest of it. 5UGV 865. Because I didn't read that one already. 5SJT 290. 6W. I can't see that one. 7MYJ 237. 8Y13188. 8RNE 178. It's 11:04 a.m. Zero 7414. Oh, I can't really see that one. 8ZVK 885 5UG. Oh, I read that one already. Let's see. 07414W2. And MROGC51. This is the Demon 8TOD 547. Flashing directed light onto the interior of the bus. 7XVA 911. License 8WXN019, 8RNE378, 4WYE697, 8ROH157, 8297483. And let's see, 7APF895. It's 11:05 a.m. at Sierra Avenue and Orange Way. 7APF895, molesting and terrorizing with a minor. 8PUN. I can't really see the rest of that license. 17382E1. 8. I can't see that one. 44560J3. 8JUL. I can't see that one. 8UZK643. 425P18 Nevada. 7W68490. 8GQW829-19684T1 is AT&T. Doing the exact same demonic conduct, directed light flashing on the interior of the bus, inside of the door, while a fake sign is over the passenger side of the bus at Orange Way and Sierra Avenue, and it's not over the Fontana Lewis Library, which is the case yesterday as I remain. But again, that's not even the sun as it's there, because I remain in what is on the bus coming from Pomona, California at this time, which I captured on video. All right, employee 3635, molesting with directed light while he closes the door. That's a sex offender with that same predatory mindset, seeking to touch and terrorize, just like the people that stay driving around that bus he's driving, and they're engaging in molesting and terrorizing with directed light. 1545798, Route 61, and this is bus number 2342, arriving at 11:07 a.m. I'm getting off the bus, and I captured video and showing you, first of all, what is the presence of the light source and impossibility that would be the case. Maintaining presence in that same position, maintaining a presence over my head, and you remember what I just documented yesterday, which is evidence of what is not the sun as well. While the entity kept a fake sun over me while I got on at 8:22, approximately 8:22 in the morning, and the light source is remaining over me while I'm on that Route 61 that I just got on after 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, and the entity is keeping the fake sun over me while yesterday I'm already at the Fontana Lewis Library. So that is speaking to, first of all, what is the P.O.C? That's an impossibility. Second of all, it's not even the sun as I documented that yesterday, because I've already documented what is a wealth of documentation, and it applies today too. I've already documented a wealth of documentation of what is the maintenance of a light source that's still remaining over me. It's 11:08 a.m. I captured 11:05 a.m. on March 22nd after I went to Pomona, California, and I documented in LA County the maintenance of a light source that is not possibly the sun. It's over me while I'm in the Mission Promenade, hovering over the edge of the building in that parking lot. It's over me while I am inside of Starbucks at 101 Mission Boulevard in Pomona, inside of that Starbucks, and it is over me through a window, just like it is over me on a bus. Through the window, stalking with a light source, while I'm also documenting what is that ongoing conduct as I then go to Chino. This is what the entity is maintaining, which is a light source. It's not possibly the sun. And while demons such as 8SZG577, as I read their license plates on the bus, they're engaging in state surveillance, demonstrating demon possession. The same directed light you see on Casa Barreto, 8CIK320, you see on the Fontana City Hall brick wall, that you see inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. That's what they're doing inside of the bus, which you've also seen it on the bus as well. But that's what is ongoing while I'm reciting their license plates. These are sex offenders. These are the demon possessed. It's also criminal because they're monitoring with communication devices. They are stalking as an entity, know exactly where I am. That's why this same entity is stalking so heavily by helicopters, by the way. All right, and so 6TAM060 represents the state. It's present on behalf of that state. It's present in what is the state's environment, not present on any First Amendment basis, and is going to be prosecuted representing the people of the state. They're engaged in what is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring. This is interstate stalking in violation of existing federal law, but it is even enhanced. It's more so than that. This is a demonic while you are subject to what is interstate stalking, and this is that which is executed by a government. All right, and so you're talking about what is prosecution for terrorism while placing you under surveillance. It is 11:10 a.m. and this is P.O.C. (7XJJ935 0745 4H2 8YBD 398 8ANW 601 8TVB 589 6UBZ 068 6NKS 553 5EAG 354 8FXL 501 4JFX 554 Omnitrans license 1234505 bus 1208 route 14 going southbound on Sierra Avenue, crossing path with directed light. 2780182. License 6PSV170, 6GPZ121, 7RWU542, 8VEU480. License 7XGR449, 11757E3. License 8GVS743. Monitoring with these minions that are group stalking at the intersection on foot. These are stalkers that are walking around on the sidewalk on bikes, etc. They're monitoring together. 7EOG586, monitoring with Amazon Prime, cockroaches in their gray vans. That's literally, I call them that because, well, they are that. They're demons. They're the cockroaches of humanity. But they're also cockroaches. They look like it as they pile up like cockroaches, as I documented in 2021, while they were group stalking as I was remaining at an economy inn. 7PYG186. License 8SJC029, 8RWC723. Excuse me, 632MX handicap. I'm going to document these demons of Amazon Prime that are group stalking, engaging in harassment. This is a specific company identified as a company name, not as an individual that'll be prosecuted. Amazon Prime itself will be prosecuted. 79746H3, crossing path and a third vehicle. That's a criminal conduct every time, facilitation every time. 8TFZ516 while that company is monitoring documentation. Alrighty, license 23341L2. Amazon Prime, a part of what is that accosting with directed light, that molestation and terrorism with directed light across Casa Barreto. All right, 32566J3, 88TT359, 7GMN014, WG Heart LB, 8MXU331. Amazon Prime, a part of what is the terrorism by the government that's repeatedly stalking, as I captured in video last night by helicopter. Amazon Prime engaged in what is assault with a deadly weapon by an entity engaged in federal stalking. Amazon Prime documented engaging in what is multiple acts of molestation. 1590823 Omnitrans, engaged in multiple acts of molestation with directed light, as I documented that company specifically. So I just want to speak to what is the P.O.C, and they are not limited to what they're doing right now under the fake sun while they're monitoring documentation. And this is speaking to, again, what is federal prison of the people of the state. That company represents the people of the state. The people of the state use their businesses. They use the instruments of their businesses to engage in state surveillance and terrorism and sexual violence, because that's what federal group stalking and monitoring, it incorporates all of the above. And they are doing so under this fact pattern with knowledge of the fact that it's being documented. All right, that's inherent to the crime of monitoring with communication devices. 7FBX585. It is currently 11:16 a.m. 8UDS561. 94809R2. 9AJM812. 8LKK126. 5NBM180, 7MYR690. TFS940. And Amazon Prime is license plate 34591F3. License 50989T1. Group stalking on Sierra Avenue under the fake sun with the rest of the people of the state, using the company to do so. 59044E2 Spectrum crossing path. License 7RVY585, 7WIK389. All right, Amazon Prime engaging in demonic conduct. These demons are dragging directed light while stalking in the path. So I'm just speaking to what is no exception with regard to that commercial actor. This is a fat white woman. Driving that logo, representing that logo, the people of the state engaging in that conduct together. Companies acting, the municipality acting, people of the state in their own cars acting, the government acting directly. This is P.O.C. It's currently 11:18 a.m. And by the fat white woman, I'm referencing the fat white woman driving the vehicle representing that criminal and sex offender Amazon Prime. 19748N1, 7RRL375, 8ELJ593, 7WXZ330, CRO Heart RO 7LVA 791 34275K3 7KIV 854 7WJB 502 MMA 5NE 8UOR 271 7WMK 049 8LIT 328 8WYY 592 26586G3 8FCO 734 8ME hold on 8 I can't really see that one 7 USA 552 and I read that one 7FCD 734 is correct 4YSN 609 01927 I'm sorry, 01972G3 6FTU 019 6LEX 020 68672K3 7JLD 744 8YAE 553 6YZA 651 8VHV 542 EN I can't see that 7YFE 359 8LE 300S 7JSF 758 8ASD 361 7HMW 501 8JBC 870 7HCL 875 8ZEN 695 Amazon Prime proceeding on Arrow as well 5XSG 481 and 7 I can't see that one 7TGT 036 56203B3 that's a minion just creating audible activity 8XHM 824 7UGL 958 and 5BVE 069 and again that is the Arrow Highway, Arrow Boulevard, where Amazon Prime is driving what is north on Sierra and then turns to drive west onto Arrow Boulevard. Okay, crossing path. This is the company itself. This is analogous to identifying a demon, an individual that's pacing back and forth. That's what these demons that are group stalking under the name of Amazon Prime are doing. They're pacing in relevant position under the fake sun. CRO57, handicap 7EXW618. 13954. That looks like a foreign looking license plate. The back says 8ZRV328. BF04Y90. License plate 8KGT227, 8VPK202, 7NVN896, 27348H3, 7LYE453, 5Y31966, 8RSU194, 8LMU792, 7AJ, I can't really see that one, 6AXE207, 5030952. All of these are demons that are manifesting light. Again, they don't have the form of this is supposed to be sunlight reflect. No, sunlight doesn't move across Casa Barreto because you're driving your car. And it's not spreading across the asphalt because you're driving your car under what is not even the sun because it's over the Fontana Lewis Library, supposedly. But not even that. It's actually remaining over me while I'm still on Route 66 on March 22nd, 2022. And if that's the sun, then that's where it would be as I captured it on that day where I was at. All right. That's not over the intersection of Arrow Boulevard where Amazon Prime is engaging in demonic criminal conduct with these people, with these demons as well, demonstrating the same exact demonic conduct while they're monitoring. All right, this is the pattern of conduct, and they're all engaging in that demonstration of demon possession. This is the people of the state acting as an entity together. 8RTH416. 22, I can't really see that one. 5Z78377. 8 RBH 136, 8UQD 749, 6FSK 623, 6XCK 409, 4ZBS 624, 7GCE 215, 8SAT 804, 5TYG 904, 8KZL 902. License plate 08280J3, 7NKY 474, 8TZG 797, 8UMW 246, 5FSH 106, 19722W2, 8MFJ 491, 8YHK 689. A license PGJ 6981 Texas, 8ELX 350. 74111E1, 8ZFT 092, 3573083, 6ZHC 223, 89034Y1, 8KBW 093. That's JC Flowers with license 19722W2. At least that's the logo on the back of that white van. 8U76676. The minions that are monitoring, again, I'm just documenting it, and it's not going to remain a mystery what the entity is doing, and it's also providing an informational tool and a template as to how you will prosecute the government that's engaging in this satanic system. That's no longer concealed; it is revealed, and it's also California is providing what shall be the precedent. As I make an example out of the demons in the state that are engaging in criminal conduct. 8KBW093, 7T20890, and they are doing so on behalf of the government, the same one you see stalking a helicopter from city to city. That's who they're present on behalf of. License 8BYP926, 7ZQS018, 7RQB520, 6WJN403, 71093M1, and it's currently 11:27 a.m. License 8RQE266. Fontana Police Group Stalking. Let me show you this. This is criminal summoning by San Bernardino County Fire Department coming from John B. Roberts Fire Station. I'm capturing video of the criminal conduct by Fontana Police, immediately followed by San Bernardino County Fire. And this is the same conduct. They're waiting. As I start walking, then you have patrolling. That's what these demons are doing in police vehicles. That's what the people of the state are doing as I'm reading their license plates. All right, they're doing the same thing that the Ontario Fire Department was doing this morning, which is called criminal summoning. All right, not going anywhere. You're engaged in the criminal misuse and abuse of an emergency vehicle representing the state, which is massive facilitation, and it's also a terrorizing threat while you are doing nothing but stalking. All right, engaging in what is monitoring with communication devices in a specific environment, and that's how you're identifying that. The fake sign is over my head, and it's seconds after the entity is stalking via Fontana Police. It's currently 11:32 a.m. The entity is sounding helicopter activity. This is the grounds of federal prison of the people of the state. And this is what Satan engages in to engage in what is terrorizing the ordinary targeted individual. The San Bernardino County Fire Department will find themselves in federal prison. The Fontana Police Department posing an impermissible threat. You will find yourself in federal prison. The people of the state, you're talking about posing that impermissible threat as well. Federal prison. License 7ZTP819 is crossing path in the specific environment while that entity is sounding helicopter activity and engaging in that conduct, which is sexually violent and terrorizing with a minor child in the back. That's a threat to that child, and that's a threat to the life of the one who he is stalking on behalf of the state. All right, so you're talking about multiple levels of that prosecution, and that is what it's grounds of federal prison. So I just want to document that. It's currently 11:33 a.m. This is the intent by the entity. You're dealing with Satan, and you're going to place Satan where it belongs, in straitjackets and in federal prison. 8REP947, 8RKN866, 7FTG278, 6FTC339. Demons engaging in surveillance, sitting around while the entity is stalking by the police, by the fire department, and by helicopter. That's what the demon possessed are doing. License 8NWN581. License, and that was criminal summoning by John Roberts Fire Station, San Bernardino County Fire Department. BM93H11 paper. BM30C10. 6MMG694. 8PLG154. 8RNW078. This is a demon. This is a little white boy. You see him walking to the drop box. This is his form for what is stalking. He's walking onto the property to cross path, and as he does so with his communication device in hand, while the fake sun is over the roof of this Fontana Lewis library, the conduct of what is flashing directed light, just like it is occurring on the bus, just like it's occurring inside of any building where I'm documenting, and that's what that white boy is doing. That's a demon. That's the perpetual sex offender. Monitoring with these demons as well: 7SJK997, 4RRP542. And the same white boy, this is a different one, who I already documented, while the fake sun is coming from what is the Fontana Chamber of Commerce direction, as opposed to what is the Fontana Civic Center direction, while you're also paying attention to what is the sounding of sirens and helicopters by the Fontana Police Department, the San Bernardino County San Bernardino County Fire Department, and American Medical Response. That's the entity engaging in all that maniacal conduct while it's listening to me document that impossibility that is over me while these demons surround. And I want to document that these minions are in relevant position. This is the cartoon conduct that they are engaging in, and that demon is touching with directed light, walking to the drop box, this is nothing other than a stalker. Let me grab a book and go walk to the book drop, and while doing so, walking back to his car. That's that demon's license plate. That is conduct on behalf of the people of the state that are a stalker, and their demons that are stalking. And that directed light is flashing while I'm sitting at the bench. And I'll show you there's another overweight minion over here monitoring with communication device in relevant position. Alrighty, it is currently 11:53 a.m. This is not only the pattern of conduct by the demon possessed, by the way. That's what that inexplicable light is about. It's referred to as directed light. It is harassment by an entity that is monitoring documentation. This is literally Satan that engages in such conduct, which is the P.O.C., while you are then mad also because you're being documented engaging in the P.O.C. That conduct is criminal with regard to what is federal stalking and with regard to what is sexual violence. The predatory mindset to touch you with this directed light, while demons manifesting light because they're mad about what you're documenting, while demons are stalking in fire trucks and police vehicles and ambulances because they're mad, not only because they're demons and they're stalking and engaged in interstate stalking, but also because they're mad because you are documenting that pattern of conduct. That's exactly what they are engaging in, and you're not going to be distracted by that. The video that I capture as I'm on the sidewalk of the Fontana Lewis Library, you're looking at what is my presence coming from the Fontana Chamber of Commerce location and direction, which I'm also showing you at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra, as opposed to coming from the Stater Brothers at 8228 Sierra Avenue, the Fontana Civic Center direction, and the fake sun that's already captured over me. Obviously, I'm coming from that direction. The fake sun came from that direction, already over my head, advancing beyond this library to be over me and remaining over me as I walk to the same entrance from the opposite direction. This is why you're speaking to what is at P.O.C. It's 11:54 a.m. Minions are patrolling back and forth to the entrance doors. Minions engaging in surveillance, and these are the same sex offenders that were molesting with directed light, the fat, overweight, old couple with the same clothes on while they're stalking. This is the entrance that they're in front of 11:54 a.m. It is currently the Fontana Lewis Library where they're stalking in the same, at the same venue under the fake sun. P.O.C. All right, criminal summoning at 12:10 p.m. and you're looking at what is the same minion that this minion that I captured images of group stalking inside of the computer lab is pacing outside under the fake sun and engineered light. He's stalking in the path and engineered light inside of the venue as well. And the entity is sounding sirens inside of the library. This is amplification of audible activity while this demon then is engaging in group stalking inside of the library, sitting at and this is a demon that arrives making noise, stalking with activity. As I gesture to reach for my phone, you're looking at a demon focusing inside of his back. Oh, I'm looking for something. This is Satan that is stalking and doing so in that environment where, by the way, the entity engages in what is molesting with directed light. None of these demons have any form, breaking down their ongoing criminal conduct and harassment as an entity inside of the computer lab. It's 12:11 p.m. This is the minion that I captured with the blue shirt on, and you're looking at what is pacing back and forth. This is what this entity, he's representing the entity, but this is what this minion is doing. And then it's maintaining presence, loitering in relevant position, sitting on an adjacent computer where the entity is stalking by virtue of that presence by the people of the state. So I want to be clear on that. And it's 12:12 p.m. This is inside of the computer lab and at the Fontana Lewis Library. This entity engaging in federal stalking in the bathroom as well. It is P.O.C. Alrighty, capturing on surveillance cameras, not only that, but also, which I'm referencing, it's currently 2:58 p.m., but I want to speak to what is the criminal conduct of what are psychopath demon-possessed stalkers inside of the state facilitating venue, Fontana Lewis Library. I'm only laughing because it is entirely pathetic and it's very, very demented. But this is demon possession, and there's no exception to that. And that demonic conduct is underway inside of the venue, or those that are here getting a paycheck. They're engaged in state surveillance, and this includes state actor Stephanie. You have the African-American female. They're all in position, by the way, and by position, I mean I'm sitting on computer number FONPL02, so all the demons are behind me, and they are engaging in what is positioning. They are systematically stalking in the path while the entity is keeping light, first of all, in the venue, and then they are also manifesting light. I took a picture of what is light that is, you can see it on the top of computer number FONPL03. First of all, this is impossible light. You can see there's not light that's going to be coming through the door that would be touching on the top of the computer like that. It is also, you can see it because it's a tinted screen, so you can see light that's being aimed on it. This is a method of these demons engaging in what is touching, surrounding me with light while I'm inside of the venue. In addition to that, you're looking at what is the minion with the blue shirt on. He's doing the exact same thing that I just captured these demons at work here doing. He is standing beside the desk area in a position that is behind me. He's waiting to crossing path pursuant to what is at the same time that I am engaging in the next move, whatever that is. You're talking about what are demons that are literally stalking while they're present, group stalking, and stalking with activity for purposes of monitoring. And so you're seeing this overweight minion. He's old. He's the one who's pacing outside in front of the library, and then he comes inside. He sits in alignment to me, and he is in a position which is behind me. This is called alignment. While they are crossing path, you have what is light that is appearing across this computer that's next to me. That's impossible light. It's speaking to what is also projected light. For normal people, you would rationalize that with words in order to explain the demonic, but I want to be clear, the demon possessed are engaging in the conduct of manifesting light. All right, it is the impossible occurring, and how you would rationalize that is, well, obviously there's light that's being, and it is obvious because in order for, when you are looking at a shadow, light is being aimed on your hand, for example. That's how you're able to see the shadow of your hand on the desk, for example. You're looking at what is impossible light activity as you have multiple shadows of your single hand. This is light that is necessarily being projected onto the computer screen as a minion. That's identification of their condition in that demonic environment while they are walking by. And first of all, it is speaking to the direction of projected light because your shadow is appearing on the computer screen while you are walking somewhere across the room. That's impossible light. That is light that is being directed. Hence, you see why I've termed it directed light. It is the demon possessed, though, who engage in this manifestation of light. Right, and this is what it's taking form. The iteration of it is occurring while I'm inside of a computer lab. That's all that's ongoing. These demons are maintaining position behind me. Okay, literally just standing behind. You're looking at them on surveillance cameras. Demons that want to look normal, they're conversing, looking like they're talking, and they are sitting there waiting to engage in ongoing crossing path, which is what they're doing inside of the venue. These are demons that are pacing. And while they're pacing, light is flashing upon what is the computer screen right next to me. This is a method of stalking with light. This is a method of what is harassment with directed light. In the same way you see it moving across Casa Barreto, in the same way that you see it moving across the Fontana Civic Center, across that brick wall, while demons are crossing path. This is what these demons are doing inside of the computer lab. Going by the name of Stephanie, an employee here, who likes to sound so proper when this is the demon. Okay, and she's engaging in this conduct with the rest of the employees. And these demons that are engaging, sitting around in this venue, stalking together. Okay, in the same way that the entity is captured in a series of videos stalking by helicopter, following from city. That's exactly what they're doing. This is how important I am to the demon-possessed population. They are stalking, and they are stalking to the degree of every move that I make. And I want to document a couple of things. In addition to capturing the images of that's terrorism, while the Fontana Lewis Library is engaging in absolutely demented conduct, maintaining position. They can claim whatever they want. They can claim whatever they want inside of this venue. First of all, I have what is multiple methods of their molesting me with directed light inside of this computer lab. But second of all, the fake sun is over your venue. It's captured on all sides of the building, remaining for the duration of the day, which is not coexisting when I'm documenting. I'm going to a different county, going to different cities, which already existed before I came and heavily documented Fontana Lewis Library again. But nonetheless, you have the entity engaging in what is positioning. Under all circumstances, you are a demon. First of all, you are positioning, and you are literally engaging in stalking behind my back, waiting to engage in what is crossing a path in order to terrorize with directed light. that's moving across the computer screen next to me while you are waiting for me to make a move. That is Satan. That is entirely demented. There is nothing dignified or classy about it. Like I said, Fontana Lewis Library in particular, they like to try to polish up their look. These are demons. There is nothing fancy about this. They call it the Fontana Lewis Library and Technology Center. This is headquarters for demonic activity. Demonic activity that's achieving federal stalking conduct. That is, interstate stalking is underway. All right. So I want to point that out. And secondly, the methods of activity creation and terrorism while this entity is monitoring what I'm publishing on the internet is vibration of this desk that I'm sitting at, FONPLO2, while you're looking at these demons' faces that work here and who are also here to engage in criminal conduct with the entity identified as Fontana Lewis Library. The entity is engaging in what is harassment. That's sensational activity creation, while Satan itself, that's represented through the people of the state. This is Satan, that's surrounding, that's monitoring. And they are hostile while I'm documenting and publishing onto the internet. The entity engaging in that method of harassment, that sensational activity, it is achieving monitoring while in real time, literally sitting there looking at what I'm publishing on the internet and shaking the desk, the vibration of the desk. And I also want to document that's demonic and that's terrorism. This entity also engaging in what is molesting me with flashing directed light inside of this venue. This is another method of harassment that they engage in while they are also, again, monitoring my documentation that I'm publishing onto the internet. All right, so it is currently 3:04 p.m. and I just want to update this onto my podcast, which I'm going to publish. The entity is engaging in this conduct while I am engaging in publishing both my videos on YouTube, which are done right now. It's after 3:05 p.m. That's already published, and also publishing my website. So I just want to update my podcast with that. Every image that I'm taking is speaking to the elements of monitoring and the methods of what is relevant positioning, light activity, the methods of what is harassment with directed light. You're looking at demons that are engaging in positioning, demons that are engaging in what is stalking with everything that they do. As they are moving, they're creating activity. At the moment that they're moving, they're doing it pursuant to what I'm doing, stalking with activity. All right. And how are you looking at that when you're outside? That's what Union Pacific is providing. Engaging in what is amplified audible activity creation. Under the guise of what's supposed to be the ordinary operation of the train, it's not. It's demonic. It's used for what is stalking with activity, which is what human beings, the cockroaches of humanity, the demon-possessed, are engaging at this venue. These are the same sex offenders monitoring while my panties are down inside of the restroom. This is the same entity. This is exactly what they're doing. It's a very raw iteration of the very same pattern of conduct that's ceaselessly underway, monitoring on behalf of that government that is stalking incessantly with helicopters and law enforcement and fire departments and in ambulances. It is occurring right now, and I'm breaking down the demonic conduct that they're engaging in. It's currently 3:06 p.m. And that is P.O.C. All right, the minion who I showed you close-up images of, the sex offender, leaving and on Route 66. All those minions monitoring with Omnitrans are on the bus on surveillance cameras. That's bus 2361, license 1545945. Engineered light on the side of the bus, just like you saw beside the Fontana Police Department. That's a method of stalking in the past with light. And light directed onto the curbs on the opposite side, on the driver's side of the bus. This is bus number 1312, touching with engineered light. License plate 1479377. That's a demon driving that bus. And Omnitrans engaging in prolonged loitering with light activity, dragging directed light. Demons driving bus number short bus 7304, license 1590825. It is currently 5:42 p.m. All right, the people engaging in stalking, driving through the turn circle in order to maintain relevant positioning. You can see them at the Metrolink side monitoring, and while they are present, directed light is above them. These are demons and they're stalking. I took an image of that picture. I took an image of what is relevant positioning. The fake sun, first of all, is at the Metrolink train station, but these are demons. Directed light over the area where you see the image of the vehicle, the little brick house area. Directed light moving across that structure. They're demons and they're stalking. Their license plate is 8VLR334. P.O.C. Directed light while they're turning in the turn circle. P.O.C. These are minions creating audible activity. Directed light while they're tagging, hi, ma'am. That's their minions monitoring. 8VLR334. That's P.O.C. All right, Omnitrans, that's monitoring with that demon with the 8VLR license plate. Bus number 1281. While that demon is present in the turn circle, and this demon driving the bus, the exact same conduct, impossible light. 1420026. That's an African-American female with hoop earrings on, driving Route 15. bus number 1281, engaging in terrorism, touching with directed light on both sides of the bus, by the way, both sides. An American medical response with the people, but I'm identifying what is the entity acting directly, monitoring with that African-American female, a blackface demon who's engaging in targeting another African-American woman, having nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This is demonic and it's criminal and it is in concert with law enforcement, as opposed to the African-American race being targeted by law enforcement. That's not what federal group stalking and monitoring is. All right, has nothing to do with that. And in the state of California, this is what is underway, okay? The American medical response is crossing path while that demon driving that bus, Route 15, is manifesting light on both the driver's side on the ground and the passenger side on the ground. American medical response is captured crossing path on Sierra Avenue. And moments later, Fontana police, who are demons listening to me, document as well, referencing, again, Black Lives Matter, Fontana police cross path. This is how pathetic the entity is. But you're very pathetic. You're using all this money, all these expenditures, using helicopters for little old me, okay? You know why? Because Satan knows the threat that I am, and I'm going to place these minions in federal prison. All right, because I'm advocating on behalf of the ordinary target individual, and no, for example, if I were representing something like this in court, which again, it's not how you're gonna you have to be subject to it. It's not enough to hear about. You can't even believe it unless you document it. And you have to be at a certain level in order to encapsulate all that the entity is doing. It's not just a matter of a legal framework. It's also a matter of what is discernment, because this is demonic activity and you're criminalizing it. All right, it's criminal conduct. And so you're talking about what is my goal? I'm going to prosecute you, and it's not enough that you remain free. You need to go to federal prison. You need to be locked up in a cage. All right, that's the animal that they are. All right, Fontana PD crossing path again, pacing like the demons were today under the fake sun, which at the same time, which I reminded you on YouTube, on my channel, and on my website, which is the fake sun is at the same time, because it's not the actual sun. That is at the same time while I'm on Route 66, as I was on March 22nd. And as I was on March 24th, while you're looking at the demons of the Fontana Police Department and the demons of American Medical Response, who are engaging in what is pacing. All right, that's a demon that's repeatedly crossing path. And that's what Satan is doing through the people of the state altogether. They're demons, they're one entity, and they're moving all around you at the same time. They're pacing. All right, that's what Fontana PD is doing. And you saw that today under the fake sun. And I referenced documentation of what is the fake sun that they are under doing that, while they are also dragging directed light while doing that. And while they also want to be a distraction from what is the fake sun, as I was showing you, it's over me as I'm coming from the opposite direction that I came from yesterday, which was Stater Brothers at 8228. That's why those demons are sounding sirens, and repeatedly that the entity would have me focus on that rather than showing you what is the fake sun. But it's already done. I mean, you're talking about just pathetic. And I'm going to throw you in federal prison for that too. But like I said, that's the P.O.C. Those are the demons that are pacing around. And Omnitrend is monitoring with the entity while they're engaging in that demonic conduct. That's facilitation. American Medical Response stalking. Fontana PD stalking. Route 14, bus 1302. And that is license 1479146. Monitoring with this demon, 8RON336. It's currently 5:48 p.m. All right, Route 61 arrives, and it's 5:49 p.m. in case I did not read this license plate. While they enter, they're engaging in crossing paths, same exact conduct, and directed light while they are approaching the bus stop stall for Route 61. This is license 1535708. This is Route 61. It's bus number 1363. This African-American female is a demon. She's engaging in criminal conduct while representing a company in doing so, and she's also engaging in facilitation while representing a company and in doing so. 5:49 p.m.
Board, and it stops. No mask, no ride.
That's the voice of the bus operator. She's an African-American female. She has her braids, their braids and ponytail. Dark-skinned African-American female. You can hear her voice. How you doing? That's her voice. That is capturing her in relevant position, engaging in the P.O.C., by the way. It's currently 5:49 p.m. Alrighty, 5FVF 589, 49532C1, 5PUX 976, 7RNE 450. They're engaged in bathroom monitoring, and the fake sun remains over the roof of the Fontana Hills Library. And I capture image of the same overweight minion that you see group stalking with the laptop outside of the computer. Outside with the computer as I arrived today. The entity is, he's engaged in bathroom monitoring. He's in alignment to the restroom. That is a method of positioning. And as I walk outside, these demons are engaging in what is present in the parking lot while direct light's just moving about on the asphalt. These are demons who were also engaged in surveillance together while I'm inside of the bathroom, panties down, doing so on behalf of the state. This is the perpetual sex offender, 4ZPB151. This is what the people of the state engage in concert with those who are under the age of majority as well. BM93. I can't really see that paper plate. Oh, that's the minion that I documented earlier. Let's see. 8JUL817. His paper plate's flying up under the wind. Hold on. 5USH212. The last three characters are 817, covering up his license plate with a paper plate. Yeah, but the paper plate says BM93H11. Alrighty, this is when he's engaged in surveillance, and again, there's an actual license plate under this paper plate that he has covering up the front of the license plate. 8NWN581. There is, I just took an image of what is literally the identification of the stalker and the demon. The fake sun is directly over him while I'm standing in front of him over the Fontana Lewis Library. It's 4:56 p.m. 6NKR 613 SN 713 8KR 305. And I am leaving the Fontana Lewis Library right now. 8WPZ 788. Directed light while that demon driving a minor child in the passenger seat is crossing path. License 7MSK 899 7YLN 251. That is a psychopath with the child in the passenger seat engaging in that demonic conduct, terrorizing another. That's a psychopath. 6EJH244 in the custody of a minor child. 9F93873. J196YO. HNTMBLE. 8ZYW247. 6ELC758. 6CPN955. 8CDS930, 8RPU634, 6WRE772, 8RZZ915, OLTOM, 7ZDZ443, AKARLTR, 4KBH317. It is 4:58 p.m. That's amplification, what's supposed to be the sound of Metrolink. That's called amplification. It's demonic. And I'm being followed by what is this fake sun that is, again, over me while I'm here at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's not the sun. And that's called amplification. This is a demonic environment. And I'm in the parking lot of the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. Remember, I'm at the Fontana Civic Center, which is just on the opposite side of the Lewis Library. And I'm here at 9:30 in the morning, and the fake sun is remaining over this building, remaining over me in this parking lot. That is not the sun. Alrighty. In addition to what is I don't leave the city at all. If I remain in Ontario, documentation already exists of the entity keeping a fake sun over my person for the duration of the day, from one side of the field of the Ontario Town Square to the opposite side of that field. 055 RT handicap, which never fits into being over me and remaining over the, being anywhere over the Civic Center, the library, the parking lot, over me at the Fontana, none of that when the entity engaged in that. This is stalking with a fake sun, and you're listening to the demonic conduct which is attributed for the company Metrolink to be prosecuted for terrorism. 7ZPW227, it's audible activity, it's achieving what is monitoring, and demons are maintaining presence in that environment. 8YAH158, 6HTN809, 8UJG457, 6VKA531, 7XMG385, 7UJC149, 8KOJ001. And with regard to what am I speaking of? Reference my documentation. That is, as of late, you're talking about this year, March 6, 2021. Reference my documentation, March 13th, 2021. Excuse me, March 6th, 2022. I just got through publishing a series of documentation in 2021, same time of year, by the way, where the entity was keeping the fake sun, as I already mentioned, when I was staying at Economy Inn. The entity is engaged in what is monitoring. That's 49532C1. He's monitoring. The entity keeping the fake sun over. That's why I mentioned 2021. Forgive me for that. I mean March 6, 2022, which is again right before daylight savings time. That documentation remains directly relevant to what I'm documenting right now. Daylight savings time is given an hour. That is absolutely has nothing to do with what is a fake sun under all circumstances remaining all day long over me in the city of Fontana versus when I remain on those documented days in Ontario. All right, it's never going to be here. So the demon with the paper plate is driving around engaging in what is crossing path, and that demon manifests light on the 8491 Fontana Chamber of Commerce, where you hear that demon in the background talk about, I got a snack bag. He's monitoring, and that demon is monitoring. They're both the same. You have one that's soliciting, oh, can I help you? That's essentially what this demon is doing while he's monitoring. And this demon's just driving around me, and directed light is on the building. So like I said, reference March 6th. This is before daylight savings time. Equally impossible. You're talking about what is the fake sun that remains all day long. Never get on a bus. I never leave the block. March 13th, I'm at the Ontario Town Square. I'm documenting, again, Ontario police who are group stalking at the farmer's market. Reference March 13th, 2022. I remain in Ontario. I don't get on any bus. The entity is keeping the fake sun. But yet, while I'm here, you're talking about it's 5:01 p.m. I'm going to capture video because you need to remember what is my presence here yesterday, 9 o'clock in the morning. 9:30, I'm walking down. I'm getting Fontana police. Even today, as I arrive, after you're talking about after 11 o'clock in the morning, this is not the sun that would be anywhere visible. This is the non-movement of a light source. Every analytical vantage point that that I'm revealing to you, based on duration of time, based on my mutual presence somewhere else at the same time, based on what is the clear maintenance of presence, very precise to where you're looking at these light sources as I'm capturing. I'm showing you all manner of what is witnessing the demonic, stalking with a fake sun and maintaining that fake sun over me. It's currently 5:02 p.m. I did capture that video at 5 p.m. and I'm reminding you about what I just captured again yesterday when I'm on the opposite side of the same library at 9:35 in the morning. So. And like I just got through discussing, remind you about what I already have published. Not only, again, I'm referencing just this year. This has been documented. It's already been established. The entity was keeping a fake sun, for goodness sake, setting over Economy Inn, rising and setting over Economy Inn this time of year last year. 7D TJ 452. And why? Because that's where I was at. All right, so like I said, this is already established. I'm publishing a lot of that because a lot of that documentation, some of it was on days when I did not do a podcast. And so I'm making sure all of my video and images, all of that documentation is published onto my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. And for example, on April 6, 2021, where I remain inside of third-party facilitating venue Economy Inn at 2301 South Euclid Avenue, on Euclid Avenue, where I just crossed past the other day when I went to Chino, and you saw that fake sun remain right over me. Going in that direction in Ontario, going to Chino and back to Fontana, by the way, there was no light source that's remaining over the property of Economy Inn. There is no light source that's going to be rising over Economy Inn. There's no light source that's going to be setting in alignment to Economy Inn. This is the case, which is in conformity to a pattern, Amazon Prime stalking with directed light. The entity at what is 5:06 p.m., by the way, going southland on Sierra Avenue. There is no actual sun. In other words, this is the light source that is doing that. So let me use my precise verbiage. There is no actual sun that is setting and rising over 2301 South Euclid Avenue. It's not coexisting with being present as it's rising and setting over me where I am. For example, remaining at the Ontario Town Square. The entity is stalking with the light source. And this is documented in 2021. April 6, 2021, American Medical Response, the minions that you saw engaging in the criminal act, criminal conduct in violation of federal law, which is exactly how American Medical Response is going to be prosecuted, a kidnapper, engaged in criminal defamation. Today you saw on video engaging in what is criminal summoning. The same with San Bernardino County Fire Department. And at 10:46 a.m. on April 6, 2021, guess where the fake sun was? It wasn't the actual sun. The fake sun was, which again, based on what this is supposed to be, the sun, which it's not, then it would be in a position relative to where it was last year as well. In addition to what I'm showing you, the time of year, the time of day, All right, we can incorporate daylight savings times. All right, we can include all of that because it's not the sun. All right, and last year you have what is April 6, 2021, fake sun at 10:46 a.m. 8 NCK 5673. The fake sun right over my hotel room at Economy Inn, where the entity is right now, the same time of year, daylight savings time. It's staying over and setting the Fontana Lewis Library. All sections, all sides of that building as I'm documenting it. 51669F2. So what you're listening to, again, this is the pattern. While Satan listens to me document, you're engaging in what is not only activity creation, but just noise, wanting to drown out what they're not avoiding. You can still hear me, and I'm going to publish this because this is criminal conduct that you're hearing. It's audible activity under a fake sun. They're threatening my life while they do it. And they are listening to what is the evidence that is insurmountable. The entity was keeping a fake sun over Economy Inn, the same Economy Inn that engaged in kidnapping by an entity. They're going to federal prison, and the people of the state of California they're already subject to what is the prosecution. You're understanding what's going to be the template for uniform federal policy. This is the prosecution of the people of the state who are monitoring and stalking, engaged in criminal surveillance with the government. And that's why a fake sun is over Economy Inn at 10:46 a.m. When I'm showing you all manner of what is a fake sun over me as I go to Pomona, California, as I go to Chino, California, as I remain in Fontana, California, as I'm not going anywhere except for when I went past Economy Inn to go to Chino. But you see that light source remaining over Economy Inn? No, it's remaining over me while I'm going past Economy Inn on literally the street, Euclid Avenue. But when I'm at Economy Inn, it's directly not just over the property, it's over my room, over my head, in the same way that you're seeing at all times of the day, wherever it is that I'm going. This is demonic activity that you're witnessing. This is demonic activity that you're witnessing right now. All right, everything that you're hearing, this loud buildup in noise, this is Satan that's listening to me remind you about evidence that already exists. And this April 6th documentation, I published it on my website today, but it's already been published on YouTube. All right, so you're talking about what is publishing a wealth of documentation, and I continue to provide what is ongoing corroborating evidence of what I've already established. This is the groundwork for prosecuting the people and a government. This is the government's pattern of conduct. That's the government stalking in helicopters. The government's monitoring while the people are demons maintaining presence all around, shooting light around. Whatever you want to call it, it's entirely abnormal. It's going to be the criminal prosecution for what is surveillance, how you are recognizing it, and how you're going to be prosecuted, period. You don't have a legal argument. You're not in any way exempted from the identification of that group that's going to be prosecuted, called the people of the state, and you're doing it on behalf of what is the government. All right, so this is the groundwork of that documentation that is already established as the P.O.C. The prima facie is already established. This is speaking to, again, upon establishing this is establishing precedent. It's a pattern of conduct, yes, but you need to understand how you prosecute this. None are accepted from it whatsoever. The government is relying on the people of the state and relying on what is ignorance to the environment that you're in, relying on methods such as harassment and criminal defamation, if not kidnapping, in order to obstruct justice. All of this is relevant to the ways in which you're going to legislate and prosecute across the board, okay? Not only the government and the ways in which you're going to reach into companies because they represent the people of the state. You're going to prosecute the people of the state for the criminal conduct of an entity and how you do that as you slice them down and name them individually in a federal court, all right? That is the entity engaging in the pattern of conduct and speaking to what is necessary as a matter of justice, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And what I'm doing with regard to documentation, the entity is keeping a fake sun at what is 5:11 p.m. over the as I captured right now on video. The entity's fake sun, because that's not the sun that is present remaining in alignment to me inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. But as I leave again on a Sunday where the Lewis Library is closing earlier, guess what? That fake sun, because it's fake. It's not even the actual sun. When it's remaining over me at the Ontario Town Square all day long, we're never getting on any bus. It's not looking like it's over Fontana, over the bus Route 61, while it's remaining over my head at the Ontario Town Square all day long, as is documented on March 13, 2022. No, it remained right over me all day on March 13, 2022. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me now in Fontana, following me there and following me back to whatever route that I take. Not only is this in conflict with what the entity was doing last year, this time of year, with the light source, which is not the sun, doing it what I am showing you what the entity is doing with the fake sun, minute by minute, hour by hour, at the same time, during daylight savings time and outside of daylight savings time. And you're looking at every method of analysis of showing what is not the sun and what is the criminal conduct, what is the condition of those engaging in this criminal conduct. And that is, first of all, demonic. And this is amplified audible activity. You're understanding what is demonic in that environment. It is contribution. It is creation of that environment. And you can apply a name to it. There is no anonymity behind it. You want to engage in the sound of a train? Well, that is going to be the prosecution of what is a company identified as Metrolink in Fontana, because that's what the government and that's what these demons are relying on, engaging in what is an amplified environment as to what you hear, engaged in what is magnified light with regard to what you see. And it's not sunlight, and that's not the sun, and that's not the actual volume of things that are surrounding you. It's in all manner of a demonic environment serving to monitor you by everyone around, every single last one. Those demons are driving commercial vehicles. Those demons are flying commercial airline planes. Those demons are in their own vehicles, in their homes. Which is nothing other than you are suited in you are in the shoes of the government. You are identified as a third party at a venue where you live, and you're going to be prosecuted that way. It's a method of documentation as to whatever your address is. License 7ZMZ123. And so this is how you're understanding what is prosecution of a government and getting down to what is the people, while the entity is stalking and engaging in terrorism through this maintenance of an environment, while it's also monitoring documentation. That's a whole impermissible threat. That other level of enhancing that prosecution of the government, of the people. And you're speaking to what is all manner of surrounding that entity with evidence. All right. So the evidence is already there. Like I stated, while the entity is moving its fake sun, which first of all, it's impossible. I can stay in Fontana and analyze that. The entity's light source is moving from remaining in alignment. That's supposedly setting in alignment with the same venue that it's over in the morning. The Fontana Lewis Library. It's not in alignment. When you see me in the Fontana Chamber of Commerce on the opposite side of the library where I was at 9:35 in the morning, that's duration, analysis with regard to duration. That's analysis with regard to what is the movement of that light source as well, not in conformity to its own documented conduct, which is not that of the sun anyway. But you're looking at what is that evidence of? Just ongoing blatant stalking, following with a light source, all right, which is terrorism. Okay, so the entity is engaging in this conduct. It's 5:15 p.m. This minion engaging in molestation. While you're hearing me stand here, the entity molesting with directed light. This demon with a minor in their vehicle, BF73W24, driven by an old Latino male with a one under the age of majority in that vehicle with him. 4999OV1, 5ULL246. 8YPF300, engaging in criminal conduct with those under the age of majority as well. This minion is including children in that criminal conduct. And these minions are touching with directed light. So I just want to document that. And these are minions that you deport out of the country with a paper plate on his white Ford F-150, BF73W24, that's a paper plate. So with regard to what is the pattern of conduct, you're understanding what is that, those different angles of analysis. And so you have the light source as I captured in video again. Let me reiterate that. I'm on the opposite side of the same building at 9:35 in the morning yesterday. Under no circumstances is that the sun. I have documentation of my remaining in the city of Ontario, which just happens to be where I'm at right now as of late in the last couple of years. My documentation is showing the maintenance of a fake sun over me as I was moving out of my apartment in Upland, California, as I began heavily documenting, and the light source was directly over my head where I was living. All right, so my home, my castle was a third-party facilitating venue, unbeknownst to me. That's monitoring federal stalking in a private space, which is a sex offense, which the government, Tracy Banks, was engaging in, okay? This is May 23rd, 2018. In 2018, as I go to LA and I'm practicing law, as I am living in my vehicle in Pomona, California on Valley, the entity's fake sun is documented over my head. This has been the ongoing pattern of conduct. There is no time where the entity's light sources, at that time of day where I'm documenting, I believe it's November of 2018, the light source is not remaining over Valley Boulevard at that time of day, such that no. The light source has been following, keeping over my head exactly as I'm documenting, and this is shown throughout what is an ongoing history of documentation. That history is speaking to what is an actual impossibility that it would even be the case, but it is speaking to consistent documentation. While, by the way, December of 2021, the fake sun was remaining over me while I'm in Fontana, California. All right. At no time of day is that light source that's remaining over the venue of Fontana Lewis Library and the Ovid Family Community Library when I'm remaining in Ontario, and the Upland Public Library when I'm remaining there in Upland. Is it ever visible over the street of Valley Boulevard, as is the case as I documented in December and November of 2018, when at that time, that's where I was remaining. And that's where the entity was keeping a fake sun over my head. And I documented it unbeknownst to me. While I'm documenting the stalkers that are the demon-possessed, the people of the state, I was capturing that light source that was right over my head while I was showing you the patterns of stalking by the people of the state. All right? So like I said, it's currently 5:18 p.m., 8MVV075. That is the fake sun that's remaining in alignment with me. Alrighty, getting close-ups of this minion that is worthy of deportation if he's not an American natural-born citizen, driving up with a paper plate on. This is what they're doing in order to obstruct justice. Again, that's BF73W24. That's VIN number 1FTEX 1EFX HKD8099 and expires June 5th, 2022. That's a Ford F50. Ford F-150. That is the close-up images, and he's going to a third-party facilitating venue. What's this called? This is a restaurant? This minion's monitoring, walking out of it. Hi! What's the name of your restaurant? Yes. What's the name of your restaurant? Oh, okay, thank you. Directed light inside of this minion's restaurant. A demon walks out of it in order to touch with directed light. Alrighty, this is engineered light. While a demon is waiting for me to arrive, she walks out of this venue, which is again it's called Sinaloense, Micocina Sinaloense. It is adjacent to the Barber and Beauty. It is adjacent to the 8563 Sierra Avenue. That's where I'm looking at. And 8565 is the address. 8563. Yeah, this is 8565 Sierra Avenue. That's the name of this restaurant, Micocina Sinaloense. This is directed light not only inside of it, but all around it while I'm standing here. And that Latino male is monitoring, walking out. You have another minion that walks out at the moment that I'm approaching the door. That's a method of touching with directed light. These are demons that are engaging in that pattern of conduct. This is speaking to what is, again, the prosecution of a people. They are referred to as the people of the state. The people of the state are not to be represented in some criminal act by some criminal that is otherwise subject to a criminal prosecution by a DA. This is the flip of that, the exact opposite. The people of the state are the criminal, okay, an egregious one. And they're acting as an entity, and you have this conduct because it's demonic at its core. License 8YZC005, and justice requires a response that is meting out justice. And so you're talking about what is an unfathomable criminal system, which is in no way providing any grounds to get away with it. And the ability to document is what it relies on. And I did that. I did that. You're talking about what is the ability to create a legal framework whereby you can prosecute. And I did that. All right. You're talking about what is capable for any person that does not have a law degree in order to enforce their rights as well. And it does not take a rocket science. I'm establishing the precedent. It's very real what the government is doing. And upon establishing the precedent, it's not hard to document at all. It's very easy to see a fake sun over your head. It's remaining all day long. Directed light, very easy to recognize. It's absolutely abnormal, okay? And you're talking about what is the malice of the demon possessed. You are in that environment. Those are demons that surround you, and there's nothing that they're doing that's hiding it. So you've been acquainted with what is the personality of Satan itself. The evidence of demon possession. Directed light laying in the middle of the street. That's just manifesting out of nowhere. It's in the shade, okay? And guess what? They're driving through it. They're walking through it. They're present while it's there around you. They're demons, and they're stalking in that environment. Okay, they're doing it on behalf of the state. License 83392F3. And this is how you're going to prosecute. And any person can engage in submitting that. It's a matter of publishing it onto the internet. It's a matter of public information. It's a matter of what is an ongoing emergency, by the way, for so long as the government engages in it. And because it's an ongoing threat to your life. And that has also been documented while this government is engaging in stalking and terrorizing by helicopters, stalking and terrorizing by law enforcement, and engaging in stalking harassment by what is a group of strangers. And that group is a tremendous group. It's the people of the state, that group, an entire people. That's terrorism. All right. And this group is engaging in what is not just weird. They're demons that are doing this. They're demonic. Everything about their conduct, everything about what they do and the ways that they are monitoring you is demonic. All right. And you're talking about what is also a threat while they engage in obsessive stalking conduct. The entity that is monitoring your documentation. The entity that is monitoring your documentation is speaking to what is the just result, which is federal prison. All right. License 7GWR 692. The unlawful threat posed by such a demented entity acting in concert with the state. The state has been shown to be the stalker that it is. It is not hiding behind the people. There's no mask there anymore. And the people themselves have no mask either. They are shown to be the demons and the stalkers that they are, deliberately present in that environment while they've betrayed themselves with their own criminal and evil deeds. Directed light, stalking with activity, being a sex offender, present in what is an ongoing environment that you are deliberately there in. The people themselves have not only have I shown them to be what they are, the people themselves have demonstrated it for you. 5 NIS 460. When you have directed light moving across Casa Barreto, across the brick wall, I've been documenting this for years. The people of the state have already corroborated what I alleged and what I've been documenting them engaging in. Okay, I told you what I was going to do. I did it, and now I'm telling you what I did. All right, and you're talking about what is Satan itself that is providing evidence of serving its own prosecution while the entity is stalking with directed light. That phenomenon in and of itself is speaking to what is the pattern of conduct. All right, so like I said, you have what is the impossible occurrence while people just happen to be present around and light is shooting around like it's Star Trek. No, it's direct evidence. It's not circumstantial, it's direct evidence based on the nature of this crime. The nature is monitoring. The nature of the crime is monitoring with communication devices. The nature of the crime is that which is group conduct. So you're talking about that which is facilitated amongst the people, all right, done in concert and on behalf of a state who's engaging in what is a matter of public corruption. It is existing in plain sight. It's not hard to document. License 5ZZS 868, D90OKX, out of state, 8WKL 569, 7DRX 710. It is currently, by the way, 5:24 p.m. So I just wanted to run through that, and that is the significance of not only the video that I captured today. You're talking about what is the entity. So while the entity that is keeping a fake sun, you're talking about. Bottom line, it's not the sun. Even as I arrived today after 11 o'clock in the morning, you're talking about what will be a couple hours when you're not going to see that light source that's outside of your window in the morning, maybe aiming light up for your room as it's rising. You should not be seeing that light source later at the end of the day, not even 5 hours later. It's supposed to be a moving light source. That's not normal. All right, that is speaking to what is the pattern of conduct, the non-movement of that light source. That's not the sun. All right, and guess what it relies on? It relies on you not paying attention. 8JGG540. It really is sad because it's idiotic. It's really asinine, and that's what I mean. That's why I use that specific adjective, because it's so precisely definitive with regard to what it is. It's unintelligent. All right, and so with that, you're talking about what is just. I mean, you have to be a blithering idiot, and I don't mean that with any insult, because I was oblivious to it because I did not notice it. And of course you're not. I'm working, I'm handling business. I'm not outside. I'm not looking at what is a light source. I'm not being burnt up hot as heck because the light source is remaining directly over my head all day long. That's not normal. That is not normal. All right, and you're talking about what is, again, while the entity engages in that, that's a whole other level, but this is just establishing that precedent. That's harassment by the government. That is unprecedented grounds of what is civil and criminal proceedings against the government. All right, and it is the government. While the government is literally a puppet of Satan, this is the pattern of conduct that is facilitated by literally the provisions of Satan itself. All right, but Satan is not that which you cannot ascertain. Satan is not far off where you cannot address it or in any way prosecute based on the fact that it is demonic in and of itself. That's not what it is. You're very much aware of the fact that it is demonic, that it is the workings of Satan, but it is criminal. It is objective with regard to the evidence as you are capturing it. It is that which is plain with regard to what is scientific facts. It's the impossibility of it. It is attributed to what is, and I'm referencing directed light. I'm referencing what is the fake sun. I'm referencing what is all of that which I've shown, which are the hallmarks of the environment. These are facts that are not far off and not lofty notions that you cannot prosecute on. That's not what this is. It needs to be known, and it is relevant, that it is demonic, and that demonic conduct is criminal. 7KJK260. And that criminal conduct, which is demonic, is fully capable and has been established as a matter of evidence, which you can present in a court. Okay, so like I said, that it is demonic activity is no, it's not impervious to prosecution at all. And so this is speaking to that ability to prosecute that. So molesting 1545945, Omnitrans bus 2361. That's a demon driving that bus. And that's a demon engaging in the conduct of the perpetual sex offender while they're listening to every word that I'm saying. So the entity is engaging in That pattern of conduct in the fake sun is now over the Fontana Metrolink train station. And you're going to remember how, again, this is the duration analysis. The early time in the morning that I got here yesterday, and the fake sun is here in alignment with me. Alrighty, this is stalking with a fake sun, and that is speaking to the demonic conduct. Even if Omnitrans was not the perpetual sex offender that it is, touching, which it is, it's documented in hundreds of videos. Omnitrans documented as a sex offender, and the entity engaging in that conduct, the fake sun being here, period, over the turn circle, is an impossibility. That's impossible, right? Not the sun. It's 5:29 p.m. Alrighty, showing you the minion driving Route 66, touching with directed light. That's a sex offender. Driving Route 66, bus number 2361. And that's the one that I just documented. It comes around and parks for me to capture his image. He's under the fake sun, 1545945. That's a demon that's touching. All right, while they are driving by. And that's a demon that's hostile too, while they, at the same time, are communicating hostility while they're listening to me document, touching with directed light. That's a sex offender. He's going into the bathroom to engage in what is relevant positioning. It's 5:30 p.m. This is the Fontana Metrolink train station. This is P.O.C. And so, like I was stating, there is nothing that is about this demonic conduct, which is criminal, that is impervious to being prosecuted already. The entity's light source, let me show you Amazon Prime stalking. That is relevant positioning by the demon that is Amazon Prime, the demon that is operating that vehicle with the logo, which is relevant for prosecuting the people of the state. Driving an Amazon Prime vehicle under the fake sun and in directed light. It's 5:30 p.m. The light source is right here over the Fontana Metrolink train station, and it is not remaining in alignment with what is the Fontana Lewis Library. This is an ongoing concession, which is literally just beating the dog crap out of an entity that whose pattern of conduct is very plain. You have what is, first of all, impossible that would even be the sun over the back portion of the Fontana Lewis Library, and that's based on duration. You're talking about hours all day long. It's there in the morning when the library opens, and into the evening it's setting. Oh, really? Okay, that's the P.O.C. Second of all, you're talking about what is a grand departure from that when I leave the venue earlier, because it's Sunday, the library closed, so I'm leaving, and so does the fake sun. How was it ever captured as I did after 6:09 p.m.? I'm here, it's 5:30. By here meaning I've already left the building. I've captured the fake sun that is in alignment with me in the parking lot of the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, and that position is also relevant to what was 9:35 in the morning. That was supposed to be the sun. You're talking about what is the same analysis of duration. All right, that's not the sun, by the way. So you're talking about what is the light source that is, how is that while I'm remaining inside of the Fontana Lewis Library? Oh, it's somehow looking like it's still aiming and setting and in alignment with the back of the library, even though I'm right here at the Fontana Lewis Library. No, it's not. That's the blatant asininity. It's plain. It is right before your face. It is that which is undeniable and documented for your own eyes to see in images and in video, which is insurmountable, okay? And that which, with regard to what is showing what is not the sun, irreconcilable, okay? You're talking about what's not supposed to be present in the first place, but then again, when I'm documenting and it's there, it's not even remaining where it's captured. How am I able to capture while I remain on a Monday? In other words, Monday through a Thursday, the sun is setting in alignment with the library, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when the library closes, that's when the fake sun's not setting inside of the library. Is that what we're doing? Is that it? Yeah, no, that's not. I'm asking questions that you already know the answer to. This is common sense. This is demonic. And that is the criminal conduct of what are companies such as Amazon Prime, who are listening to me document them, just like the demons of the Ontario Police Department, listening to me document them. That is speaking to what is a terrorizing threat. You will be prosecuted for that. You are not hiding behind any brand name as you engage in that. You are talking about what is reaching into companies, reaching into the government, and speaking to what is a matter of justice. Federal prison. You lose your freedom, your liberties, as you are engaging in this criminal system of federal group stalking and monitoring. It's absolutely inhumane and unconstitutional, entirely demented. All right. So like I said, it's 5:33 p.m. and the fake sun is over the Metrolink train station as I'm here. And that is, again, you're listening to the audible activity of Metrolink. While that impossibility is underway, Metrolink is speaking to the documentation of Metrolink is, and that's what that audible activity is going to be attributed to, and it is appropriately attributed to that. This is what the entity does. That's the pattern, the entity is acting via Metrolink while a molestation is underway, while harassment and stalking is underway, and that is stalking with audible activity. This is prosecuting demonic conduct, which is achieving federal stalking. This is literally the criminalization of this demonic activity. So it's currently 5:34 p.m. That is P.O.C. Bus 1208. That is license plate 1234505. It states not in service or out of service. It does not matter. It's that's a license plate, and they're engaged in the same exact criminal activity. Crossing path is the significance of that bus, whether it's showing a route number or whether it's showing out of service. And it is 5:53 p.m. where Omnitrans is crossing path using that vehicle, driving on the grounds of the Metrolink train station. 1479149. Hold on. Yeah, 1479149. That is Omnitrans, and it is 6 p.m. on the dot, leaving from Fontana Metrolink train station with another out-of-service bus, just used for purposes of crossing path and creating light activity. It is 6 p.m. on the dot. That bus is leaving out of the Metrolink train station. Alrighty, the bus display says that this is being driven. The bus is being driven by employee number 1609. Again, just relying, and reasonably so, upon what is a representation of a third party who is also monitoring documentation. That is what the display says. It says employee number 1609. The image of the third party who is driving this bus, representing, again, the people of the state, acting via Omnitrans. This is an African-American female. You see her maintaining presence in alignment. She's group stalking as I'm capturing her image. Well, that's how I'm able to document you, because you're group stalking. All right. So, like I said, the P.O.C. is presence in the path, and presence in the path in the specific environment. And so, this bus driver is an African-American female, dark-skinned African-American female with her black and burgundy braids in their back in a ponytail. And she's standing in the front of the bus. She's stalking in the path and doing so. And I did capture her image as well. And allegedly, her employee number is 1609. It's 6:03 p.m. Amplified audible activity and engineered light. That's attributed to Metrolink. It's 6:03 p.m. License 5RRN 442, molesting with directed light, which the entity is flashing directed light while I'm sitting at the back of the bus. It's 6:06 p.m. YG 1148, I believe. That's 6:06 p.m. Leaving right now the Fontana Metrolink train station. 6V82712, 8SPS 722. 8JKUD22. Amazon Prime crossing path with the bus while the state's keeping the fake sun in line with me. Amazon Prime is stalking just like the rest of the people.
Bowl Street.
It is 6:08 p.m.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible. Favor usar la puerta trasera.
License plate 7BLP934, 7FBX189, 37907J3 is Amazon Prime. Group stalking. 30443H3. License 8LDD947 at San Bernardino Avenue in Sierra. and capturing the fake sun in alignment with me as I am sitting. It's in alignment with me, and it's very precise with regard to even where I'm sitting on the bus. All right, this bus is being driven by employee number 1609. The fake sun is in alignment with my seat on the back of the bus, and also it is out of conformity with what is its documented presence, remaining in alignment with me inside of the venue. So it's out of conformity with where it's documented as its presence. As to its presence, which is not the sun, as I'm showing you that. But it's also in conformity to the pattern of conduct of remaining in alignment with me. That's how I'm showing you what is stalked with the fake sun. Because as I move around and go from different places, that's how you know that's not the sun that was setting in alignment to the Fontana Lewis Library. It's the same venue where the fake sun is over that building at 9:30 in the morning. That's not the sun. You're talking about what is, again, as I'm leaving today at 5 o'clock. I said 5:50 in the video. It's 4:50. The library closed at 5 o'clock today. So as I leave at 4:50 p.m. and I'm in the parking lot, the light source is not possibly remaining in alignment with the library that's facing the window that faces Sierra Avenue when I'm showing you as I'm outside of the building and I'm at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue. And at 6:09 p.m. I remain inside of that Fontana Lewis Library, where Monday through Thursday the fake sun is setting. All right, the fake sun is moving in alignment with me as I'm on the bus of Omnitrans, in alignment with my seat on that bus. We're at 6:09 p.m., which I capture on video. 8XVD 809. It is currently 6:12 p.m.
South Fontana Transit Center, serviced by.
And that is the concentration of sound, like I pointed out in video, with the speaker right here over my head. That's audible activity 67313G3.
Victorville Valley Transit.
8GBC 754.
Link
6101-5C1. This is harassment by an entity, by the way, while they engage in the elements of monitoring. 8XVD 009. I read that one already. BU39Y73, paper. 8VOX 632. 8WKJ 677. 8FYR, I can't see the rest of them. 4VKD 646. ZPH 743, being a demon. 8RUH 918. C 4 license 58889Y1 556YE handicap. RDZ 638, 8RQF. I can't even see the rest of them. AMR crossing path, group stalking on what is Juniper. And the fake sun at 9720, just as I captured this morning and as I captured yesterday evening. And the entity is stalking with the fake sun, going on the same exact path, keeping over me, which you already know, because at 6:09 p.m. the entity is keeping the fake sun at the Sierra Avenue and Spring Street at Fontana Lewis Library. Amazon Prime license 91684H3 at 9720 Juniper Avenue. Okay, that's the entity acting in concert with, again, that's not a coincidence as I document that. And that third party is there engaging in stalking in the event that I capture video. Understand Amazon Prime is monitoring. Hertz is also, but let me be clear, I've documented Amazon Prime using Hertz vehicles and budget vehicles. These are third parties nonetheless that are stalking at that address as I documented the fake sun yesterday evening and this morning. They are present for positioning. They are monitoring regardless. Let me be clear, they're monitoring, stalking at that location, at that address, as I've heavily documented in the event that I capture video. Understand? That's P.O.C. It's currently 6:16 p.m. and that's the license plate of Amazon Prime engaging in what is terrorism and stalking, driving a commercial vehicle. That's how pathetic they are. This is how pathetic they are stalking in helicopters too. I mean, this is the reality though. 8KYV448. Yeah. Oh. She's targeting. This is a demon that's engaged in interstate stalking. Y986 handicap. 7WON 801, I believe. You're talking about what are demons that know when your panties are up and down inside of a bathroom? All right, so you're talking about what the demon that's driving this bus engaging in targeting. This is harassment. All right, I just want to point that out. This is the reality of what you're dealing with while you're talking about, oh, pull your mask up. You're monitoring, and you're dealing with demons that are targeting you in the first place. So I just want to point that out. That's employee 1609, who's monitoring with Amazon Prime, who's group stalking in anticipation of my capturing a video at 9720 Jennifer Avenue. It is 6:17 p.m. And that's the people of the state acting with the government. That's why, let me be clear, Amazon Prime, that company, there are those who are subject to federal prison related to Amazon Prime. So just letting you know where we're headed. This is where that prosecution is inevitably headed. It is a matter of justice. This is an intolerable level of terrorism on behalf of and in concert with the state of California. Doing the bidding of the government that's engaged in terrorism, you're going to go to federal prison for that. All right. It is 6:18 p.m.
Catawba Street.
San Bernardino County Preschool Services can help families with job placement.
This is audible activity in directed light.
And dental. We can help make a difference before your child takes their first steps. Call now. 888-543-1705.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors. Humber Avenue.
CR177 handicap.
If possible, please use rear doors.
Again, that's CR177 handicap.
Beach Avenue. S1767. I can't say the last character. It's 6:21 p.m. We're at Beach Avenue and San Bernardino Avenue. See, 4HGB 941. 7AJW 267. 4WSU 436. 6YCD 891. FWR 772.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible.
We're at Live Oak
Favor
Avenue and
usar
San
la
Bernardino
puerta
Avenue at
trasera.
6:23 p.m.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible.
Redwood Street.
D35279 5SEH321. These are demons stalking while you see direct light in the middle of the bus, getting taller and shorter, reaching all the way to the back where I'm sitting. These are demons. Big nose demon 1UNIVR. I believe it is 6:28 p.m. They're stopping on the side of the bus in order to monitor as I begin recording. Again, that's LUVURS1. Lovers 1. That's a demon. She's pulling up beside the bus in operation of her communication device she's monitoring. And I just captured video. What I'm referencing is the video that I just captured. You're looking at, first of all, this is the same route. So you're talking about what is stalking with the fake sun, and the entity is going street for street, turn for turn, as I'm showing you en route to the Metrolink train station in the morning. And this is going on the same route in the opposite direction back to the back to Ontario, the same path, being the same route going back from where I got on. And you're also looking at the light source that's remaining in alignment with the bus. This is not only impossible, you're also looking at what is in the depths of the bus, light that is appearing at the back of the bus. Okay, and you're seeing what is light activity that's occurring on the door panel while she opens and closes the door. This is the bus driver, employee 16009. You're looking at what is directed light that's getting taller and shorter, reaching all the way to the back of the bus. That is, I mean, ridiculous. You're witnessing demonic activity. This is Satan. As I'm showing you this video, this light, this is satanic. And these are demons that are sitting on the bus. This is demonic conduct, and it's criminal. They're monitoring with communication devices, including LUVURS1. The light source, this is the pattern of what I've shown you. The entity engaging in this failure to in any way mimic the actual sun. The actual sun is not remaining on the same bus route of Route 61 all day long as you're driving back and forth. But then when I'm remaining at the Fontana Lewis Library, the fake sun is remaining outside of that window on Sierra at Spring Street, as I've already documented. And as I've gotten on the bus later than what I'm showing in my videos,
West
and as I remain in
Detention
Ontario,
Center.
okay? 8DSJ321. And this is just as of late. The entity is keeping a fake sun setting in alignment with my hotel room at Economy Inn, as I documented in 2021. I also documented this in 2020 at Economy Inn. But this is the entity keeping the fake sun. If you're looking at my documentation, the state's fake sun is there early in the morning. It is there setting in alignment with my room in the evening. And you have what is keeping a fake sun over the route of Route 61. And in doing so while I'm on the bus, and you're looking at that directed light that's in the back of the bus, this is the pattern that I've pointed out. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This is what I mean. You're talking about what is surrounded with that, with evidence. Okay. So anyway, it is ridiculous with what this entity is doing. It's not intelligent at all. It's absolutely impossible. It is utterly demonic. And the entity is aiming this light in the same location. This is the pattern that I pointed out a long time ago. The entity will keep a fake sun over me all day long, engaging in what is the non-persuasive appearance of what it. You're not going anywhere when you're engaging in what is maintaining presence in alignment with my head, and you're also aiming light in the same exact location. And that is in the back, into the back of the bus. Okay. Yeah, it's 6:31 p.m. So that's what I just documented on video right now. This is P.O.C. It's 556, 8PBX 556. 8SJE 450, 7ZC. I can't see the rest of it. 7D35. I can't see the rest of it either. You just gotta stop. SJE 450. It's 6:34 p.m. at Ontario Mills, the fake sun, in the same way it was today as I captured this morning. This is the template to prosecute the government. That's exactly what it is. So it needs to be this impossible. This is satisfying the standard. It is 6:34 p.m. at Richmond and 4th Street. See, HATS Heart ME. Seven ZNE 309. I'm sorry, 8XFY 923. 6:35 p.m. This light that is reaching into the back of the bus. This is the directed light that's just manifesting in the middle of Sierra Avenue. Okay, just keeping light present around me. That's what that is. That's what this is ongoing. What you're witnessing. You're looking at that directed light that's moving about. That's the directed light that's just in the middle of the street. Inexplicably there to maintain light. That's what stalking with light, chasing with engineered light. It's entirely demonic. It's a documentation of what is terrorism by the state. 3XXP 563, 5JXG 834. This is the placement of engineered light, just inexplicably present on the walls of the United States Postal Service, as I document on Hope Boulevard. On the walls of the 3-star janitorial, just light just sitting there, inexplicable light. It's stalking, keeping light around you, all right? Engineered light. It's not regular light. It's inexplicable light. It's the act of the demonic. It's entirely, you're witnessing, you are literally looking at the acts of Satan as you are looking at this. The inexplicable manifestation of light is the act of the demonic. It is evidence of a crime that you're subject to as well. It is 6:37 p.m. License 7KWL316 8JZH 662. I'm sorry, 8JZH 646, I believe. 8JZH 446 8YOA 649. AWSV 128 09987X2 STKK WRK, I believe.
Ontario Mills, service by P.O.C. 61.
This is what you're hearing. Ontario Mills, P.O.C.
and RTA.
It's 6:39 p.m. 8VFW162. Let's see. 8RHH701. 6YYP161. 8LAA441, I believe. FAH731. See 7ZEZ071, 8AGD124, 7YWS316. Yeah, 8YWS316.
Inland Empire Boulevard.
8YGR581, 7VC. I can't really see the rest of them. And I might have read that one already. Anyway, it's 6:42 p.m. This license plate 5RPC562. The entity is aiming light specifically onto the wall next to me on the back of the bus. The entity is aiming the light source into the, by aiming the light source, I mean directed light into the back of the bus. We are now on Inland Empire. This is not the same street of what is San Bernardino Avenue. You have what is the maintenance of light in the same position into the depths of the bus, onto the back of the bus, on the wall of the bus next to where I'm sitting. This is stalking light. And this is demonic, and that's identification of a demon whose license plate I just read. They're stalking and monitoring. 8JIV073, I believe. It's 6:45 p.m. Approaching Haven now on Inland Empire Boulevard, and it is Penske's crossing path. Penske truck rental.
Haven Avenue.
License 8AGD124, 73158H3. MQB657. This is a demon stalking in the path in directed light. Is a sex offender. I'm going to prosecute them that way as well. They're a perpetual sex offender engaging in terrorism. It is license P490YO. Touching with directed light. That's a demon. All right, engaging in the conduct of the perpetual sex offender. Engaging in the conduct on behalf of the government. Stalking and monitoring these demons in this orange vehicle, group stalking in the path, operational communication device, molesting with directed light. This is license plate 8ZKS177. License 8EHM702. Mobile at 670 Archibald Avenue. Have a large commercial truck adjacent to its car wash, creating light activity. It's facilitation. And they are monitoring the employees that work there, the minions that are engaging in business with that by purchasing anything are relevant at that venue monitoring. This is in Ontario. It is currently, by the way, 6:47 p.m. Showing you what in still images is directed light that's touching the back seat. It's on the second level in the back of the bus and reaching up to the top of the seat. and you see these demons that are studying their communication devices. This is the monitoring conduct. This is their demons that are surrounding, monitoring on their communication devices. This is what they do in the environment. It's entirely demonic. It's 6:48 p.m. 7VML 095. I can't really see that one. Let's see. 6YLR. I can't see the rest of them. Alrighty, you're understanding the same analysis as I go on Route 61 in the morning and return on Route 61 in the evening. The fake sun is over mobile in the morning while I'm on the bus driving past it, right? 8CEN714. And the fake sun is in alignment with mobile in the evening while I'm on the bus going past that venue again. This is the ongoing analysis, and it's speaking to what is stalking with an environment, and it's an impossibility. Alright, that is, it's 6:49 p.m. and while doing so, going street for street, turn for turn, maintaining light into the depths of the bus. Right, so now that the bus is driving south on Archibald, the fake sun is in alignment with the window. And I'm showing you that this minion that's monitoring on a communication device, you see the fake sun right over his head. All right, this fatty that's stalking on the bus while on Inland Empire, the fake sun, the engineer light is moving into the back of the bus on the seat next to him. This is methods of keeping light on me. All right, this is entirely demonic. And what do you see the minions doing? Communication devices. This is state surveillance. This is like the very conduct of cockroaches that I've been documenting for years. What they were engaging in as I was documenting the people of the state, already aware that this was demonic, and aware that it was directly related to communication devices, and documenting what is following by absolute strangers, and continuously documenting, then learning of what is the environment that surrounds me, then learning of what is the acts of demon possession that they engage in, directed light while they are stalking, okay? And then the entity engaging what is, as I started documenting law enforcement, and the entity stalking my planes and helicopters. This is the P.O.C. All right, and it started with demons that are maintaining presence all around, studying their communication devices everywhere, okay? It's entirely weird and creepy. It is currently 6:51 p.m. By the way, those images taken of the fatty and the female, they're both demons, which is the case with everybody on this bus. This is while we are on Archibald. The fake sun is over this fatty's head that's studying the communication device while I'm sitting at the back of the bus. That is while we are driving south on Archibald Avenue. I want to be clear, this is the same Archibald Avenue where the fake sun is over me, aiming onto me, while I'm sitting in the middle of the bus and being driven northbound on Archibald Avenue. I just want to speak to where my location was, where I captured those images, and it is the fake sun that's in alignment with me. It's 6:52 p.m. And remember, the video of the Ontario airport, that was at 8:32 in the morning. Archibald Avenue was at 8:33 in the morning. I am on that same street right now where I captured that image at approximately 6:50 p.m. And that fake sun is in alignment with me on that same street, okay? This is demonic. What the demonic are doing is called surveillance. They're monitoring with communication devices. And that environment is being maintained on a bus. That is what that direct light in the middle of the bus, into the back of the bus, up onto the chair. I mean, this is that desperate and very extreme and entirely creepy, which is translated into what is terrorism, of stalking with light while demons are placing you under surveillance, okay? That's what this is, and that is speaking to my presence at 8:32 in the morning at the Ontario airport where I am now, and the fake sun is over this bus while I'm at the Ontario airport. So it is currently 6:54 p.m. P.O.C. 8XPB096, group stalking at the Ontario airport. 18247F3, that's the shuttle, monitoring at the Ontario airport. License 9355 93855W1, that's Bell Cab, monitoring at the Ontario Airport. It is 6:54 p.m. Ready? Capturing, let's see, 3143922. Capturing the fake sun in alignment with me while the bus is driving onto Airport Drive from the Ontario International Airport. And that is indeed the fake sun that is in alignment with me while I'm on the grounds of the airport. Okay, the same airport where it's directly over my head, in alignment with me, in other words, at 8:32 in the morning, as I documented yesterday, en route to the Fontana Lewis Library. Okay, and this is the same Ontario Airport where today the fake sun was over me hours after that, where if that was the sun, it wouldn't have been over me in that position. How is it already over the Fontana Lewis Library as I go there earlier, right? This is the same Ontario Airport, and that is the same light source, not the sun. This is surveillance that's underway at the Ontario Airport. This is criminal conduct that the Ontario Airport is being documented as engaging in and facilitating. You have what is criminal surveillance while they are using airplanes, instrumentalities of interstate commerce, by the way, while surveillance is underway, engaging in what is stalking and terrorism 24 hours a day. I just want to be clear, Ontario Airport is nothing but a facilitating venue. And it's currently 6:56 p.m. Alrighty, ZY Trucking, that's spelled ZHIWEI Trucking, Ontario, California is the address. US.3062105, California 517768. The VIN is KN20195, and it's a red truck with the white lettering. Again, that's ZY Trucking of Ontario, California, and the Ontario Airport Shuttle, group stalking in traffic as well, crossing path at the red light we're currently at on our Airport Drive. It is 6:57 p.m. License plate YP48893 of the ZY Trucking. The courtesy shuttle to parking, rental cars, and all terminals provided by the facilitating venue of the Ontario International Airport. This is documentation of the Ontario International Airport using vehicles, the roads, and the highways to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring. This is surveillance. License plate 18300F3. That's Ontario International Airport, a vehicle of the Ontario International Airport, excuse me, engaging in the pattern of conduct. It is 6:58 p.m. on Airport Drive. 8 SIM 231. Rent-A-Car crossing path. Let's see. 8XRV 859, I believe. Let's see. 5TJF. Oh, I can't really see that one. You just missed it. It's 7 p.m. Turning on a Holt Boulevard from Vineyard Avenue. Excuse me. From Airport Drive onto Vineyard Avenue and then onto Holt Boulevard. So that's the specific streets we took. 7SLZ645. 8YXR256 at Grove and Holt Boulevard. Let's see. 87HD905. Stalking behind what is Mayfair Inn, aiming the headlights. This is a demon that's manifesting light using a commercial vehicle. Aiming light in the path toward the street while there's remaining in a driveway entrance with the lights of the vehicle on. This is stalking the path with light. And with regards to demonic activity, this is actually a demon that's manifesting light and while sitting on a vehicle with headlights on it. It's 7:04 p.m. Mayfair Inn is the documented venue where I remained, and the entity was keeping a fake sun from morning until evening, which I showed as it was remaining directly over my hotel room. And I went from Mayfair Inn to Economy Inn, by the way, and the entity engaged in that conduct at Economy Inn next, in between the intermittent sleeping at the Ontario Museum, where the entity then kept a fake sun as I would get up there and remaining over me as I would remain in Ontario. Okay, so this year you're talking about what is going to Los Angeles County and traveling after my vehicle was stolen by this entity, that is, okay? Because I originally engaged in that conduct in my vehicle. So the entity would keep the fake sun, as I would show you my videos that are already published. And the entity's light source is remaining in Ontario over Mayfair Inn, which is speaking to what the entity is doing. It's relevant because daylight savings time is only an hour. The entity kept the fake sun all day long, as I document in the middle of the afternoon. For example, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, fake sun right over my head at Mayfair Inn. Fake sun at 7 o'clock in the evening, after 7 o'clock in the evening, in alignment, aiming directed light inside of the room. I mean, absolutely impossible. How is it even absolutely impossible? Just like you see in the middle of the bus, in the back of the bus, just like you see inside of Fontana Lewis Library on the second floor into the depths, 6K 83997. All right, that's the pattern. All right, but the entity is engaging in setting a fake sun while I'm in Fontana, engaging in a departure. That's how you know that's not the sun that I documented over me, and that's not sunlight even anyway. Even if I hadn't documented going to Fontana and Pomona and Chino, etc. The entity keeping the light source over Mayfair Inn, which is a documented venue, and that is a heavily documented venue where the maintenance of the light source is not only remaining in Ontario, but it's remaining on Hull Boulevard. And it is the presence of that light source all day long and engaging in setting. That was never present through any Fontana Lewis Library over Fontana Metrolink train station. It never even goes that direction. It's remaining over me all day long at that property of Mayfair Inn. So I just want to be clear, that's the ongoing and consistent documentation of that impossibility as it occurs. It is currently, by the way, 7:06 p.m. This is, again, bus number 1363. And this is license plate 1535708. And that was employee 1609. And it is currently 7:07 p.m. and I just got off of that bus. Subject to the pattern of conduct the entire time, as I fully documented. And that is, again, a documentation of the entity keeping a light source in alignment with me along the same exact bus route that I took this morning to the city of Fontana, that I took even earlier yesterday morning to the city of Fontana. And that is speaking to the pattern of conduct that the people of the state are engaging in with the government. That's what you hear is employee 1609 loitering in relevant position, creating light activity, as she is monitoring me while she's sitting at the Lemon and Holt Boulevard bus stop. It's P.O.C. Let's see. 5LDX 739, 8JTE 675, 8F48Y65 paper, 5FVU 733, 8WUR 276, 42002F3, 08928V2, 7ZGS 938. It's 7:09 p.m. License 07011A3, 8TFG 176, 8YJZ 254, 8RXC 649, 7DVE 652, 8CXV 582, 27990U1, 78NF 760, 8H65284, 8SPV 396, 8KPL 532, 8KCP 863, 7MFW 272, 5NFW 157, 7VBK 472, I believe, and it's currently 7:12 p.m. That license plate that I read, the 8YTG174, this is a demon that's monitoring with another demon outside of Grupo Guadalupano, where those alcoholics were engaging in molesting with directed light. That demon, and there's a demon at the end of the street at the Plum and Transit, stalking in the path, using their vehicles as stalking the path. And then you've got another demon that comes with a loud vehicle. This is audible activity. This is relevant positioning. This is demonic conduct that they are engaging in together for purposes of monitoring. And so I want to get those license plates, including this one, 8TFG176, a demon that is stalking on the side of the road where the museum is. This psychopath is literally listening to me document him while he is stalking me. You will go to federal prison for that conduct, okay? This is the pattern of conduct at the Ontario Museum of History and Art. That demon stops on the side of the road as I read the rest of those license plates.
As you hear me start this right now at 7:13 p.m., I just started he's the first license plate that I read because I'm supplementing what is a stalking conduct by the iteration of that P.O.C. as I walk down this street. They're one entity, so I document the demons at the opposite end of the street where I'm walking. And that third party is the first one driving by. He then stops behind me and was remaining present, remaining present for the duration of my standing there documenting license plates. This psychopath is stalking in the path, and this is a demon. This is the reality of what you're confronted with, and this is speaking to the legislation that you're going to protect the ordinary target individual with, engaging in that impermissible threat. Satan having the audacity to stalk you and then knows exactly what you're documenting and is stalking you in your face. That's the impermissible threat. The entity engages in that by the government stalking by helicopter. The entity engages in this by the entity stalking by law enforcement. The entity engages in this while it is continuously stalking by not just that third party, but an entity. All right, so you're talking about what is documenting, and it is already known when you begin documenting, and you are, again, engaging in documenting the government. What you are continuously documenting, the entity is aware of. All right, so you're talking about what is a natural enhancement. In other words, the government that is placing you under surveillance, as you begin publishing documentation about that P.O.C., continuous accumulation of that pattern of conduct is speaking to what's going to be federal prison. All right, it is an impermissible threat inherent to the continuation of that criminal conduct. That's the legislation that you're protecting the American citizen with. The government's placing you under surveillance, knows exactly what you're documenting, and then it's going to continue to threaten your life while you're documenting it. All right, that's a no-no, okay? This is what the government is doing, but this is the creation of legislation to protect that American citizen. All right, it's currently 7:15 p.m. This is P.O.C.